Oh, okay.
I just started
I
it.
was trying to bring up the doggone chat thingy. All right.
The thing is, I don't
I
know if
don't.
everybody can hear me.
Oh, you didn't make. I thought you made sure it worked.
Well, the chat in the lobby works, but because I'm talking into the microphone, I'm not sure if it works for me. Like, I'm not sure how I sound in chat for everyone else.
Tell somebody to pull it up. Ghost, pull up. See if you can hear Sam.
Because I have my own commentary slider for me because I'm speaking into a mic, but then I have a separate one. It gets a separate one for the actual chat. Pat said we all can hear you. He actually spelled that right, so that's cool. Thanks, Pat.
How do you mute people?
Right click. I have it up on the side just in case.
Nope, I don't know.
If you look at the people in chat, like if you're on the desktop, if you right click their name, it'll come up with a list of stuff. And then
Well, I'm not.
just check the mute
I'm
button.
not on the desktop.
You're on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. I just know how to block people on
Oh
the phone.
well.
Pat has probably found that out a few times. All right, well, cool. So, I don't really know what we're gonna call this. I guess this is gonna be a vodcast.
Whoever got,
I don't know.
we're taking requests for titles of our names. Whoever has a request, hit us up.
You might get a free extra trade. Everyone except Pat. Instead of all you see is Brady, that's what you're supposed to see. You're supposed to see the goat. This is the goat edition, and he said F you. Pat. But yeah, if anyone has a good name, let me know and I could change it. So hopefully, what this will be is a weekly thing. Maybe not weekly as in terms of advances, but like a calendar week.
Weekly.
So yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping this will end up being. And it's a lot easier to do this than write articles too. You can just talk, record it. So much easier to talk it instead of having to write it and then add a picture and all that other stuff.
I was thinking about doing what you did last year about all the teams and everything, but we'll see.
Too much effort.
You know, it is a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's much easier to talk about it because all you need are just like kind of bullet points and then just go with that. So yeah, Hodge is working on smoothing BX so we can get this team selection draft done. It should probably be done sometime this week, and I assume if it does, we'll probably be back with kind of talking about the order, maybe making some predictions and stuff. But I guess what I wanted to start with first, since this is a brand new game, like Tina, what would be your favorite addition to this new one? Offense, defense,
My
whatever else. Up to you.
oh, my favorite. My favorite just overall.
Yeah, for any team.
If I had to go, one thing, my favorite addition would be that's it's either between. I like the target pass. Would be like a top three, which they say would be better. The ideal about the offensive line being smarter and the usual linebacker being more difficult, where the whole middle of the field isn't covered up. So if I had to go one thing, I think I would go. That's hard between them two. Mm, I think I'll go with the usual linebacker because I'm tired of seeing linebackers with 18 picks. Like honestly, you couldn't go across the middle of the field. They would guard three receivers, and I don't know how their reaction time was so great. It would always end in an interception. So I think that less interceptions, and you wouldn't see everybody breaking the freaking interception record with linebackers, which is unrealistic.
Oh, you're not kidding about that. Linebackers looking like they're Deion Sanders out there.
Yeah, yeah, all Deion Sanders.
Well, I'm gonna agree with that. It's gonna really change how people play offense this season because that's something that you'll
Exactly.
it opens
It's going
up.
to change people the way people play defense too.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Oh, definitely for sure. And then especially with the target passing, like for me being a zone guy, being
Right.
able to lead people in and away from zones or like kind of dictating where the defense is going to have to be in order to stop stuff, like it's going to add a whole new dynamic. But for me personally, what I look forward to the most is this new blocking scheme to read the mic.
Yeah, that was my second. I'm right there with you.
So, some backstory. E3 obviously is in Los Angeles, and I went. EA had their own event. I went, and they were taking they had to develop some of the developers there, and we were playing the game. They had some of the professional players there playing the game, and wanted our, kind of getting our feedback on different things, and some just, I guess, input on some things that we would like to see in the future. I had an idea. One of my friends came up with it, and we kind of like went with it from there. How you can hot route a receiver, and then you basically get 8 different routes to give the receiver. Why not be able to do the
Um,
same with the defense? Or, I'm sorry, with the defense, with the jeez, I can't talk. The offensive line. I see 4 down linemen. I know this linebacker is blitzing. Why can't I assign my left tackle to pick up that linebacker that's blitzing off the edge and have my other 4 offensive linemen deal with the 4 down guys? So this read the mic is kind of stepping in that direction of being able to pick out who is the blitzer, trying to identify who's coming, who's bringing pressure, and helping the game to help block that better, thus more of a chess match. Are you going to disguise blitzes? Are you just going to say, you know what, I'm going to force you to pick this guy up and you just have to make proper reads elsewhere? Like, it also is going to change how people play offense and how they do defense as well because it gives you a lot of different options if it works correctly. Say that a lot with Madden.
that's that's the biggest thing. If it works,
Yeah.
but the idea behind that, I love it. You don't understand how many times playing Madden where I knew this corner was blitzing off the edge. I seen him. I shift my line over to that side. I make my running back come in to block. This DB comes in free anyway. Smash wins. You tell me that's one of the most frustrating things ever.
Oh, you're not kidding about that.
So so you said you said when you were testing the game, you actually you actually came with this idea?
Well, it's something that like they already had the read the mic and they were talking about
Okay,
that,
okay,
but it's something that I've
okay.
had for a couple of years now because I hate the. It doesn't have to necessarily be nano blitzes, but it's just blitzing in general. Like I can
No, blitzing in
tell
general. You
where
know
the
who's
pressure
coming,
is coming
and
from,
yeah,
and I can't stop it because you're not giving me the tools to be able to stop it. Like
Eh,
it's
not
too
not even the
overpowering.
tools. Offensive line, honestly, has been, even though they say they has fixed the previous years, it's not been fixed. Like the offensive line awareness been bad. The running back, I hate leaving my running back in the block, and he does absolutely nothing. That bothered my mind so much.
It's
It was like
scary.
no point. Yeah, it was no point of leaving him in.
Oh yeah,
So like from what I've seen and what I've read, I love that addition. Like being able to kind of get your Peyton Manning on, hot routing the line and everything. Like I think that'll be a huge difference because this time certain people in our league, I'm not going to say names, will call the same blitz basically every time. Like if it's third down, he would call this blitz. This corner was coming off this edge, and either you had to get it out in 2 seconds or you're going to die.
yeah,
So like that's what it should fix. Like
yeah.
if I know you're blitzing, and like you said, just a chess match between it, because if you disguise it and I miss the blitz, then you can set like I thought it was coming from the left, you come from the right. I think it'd be a fun little chess match.
Exactly. Because for those of you that don't know, so there's a couple of new additions with this. So basically, the way this feature works is you are going to the down linemen are going to be accounted for, and down linemen will be the guys with their hand in the ground. Just want to clarify that because some people don't know what down linemen are. You have that, and you have that, and then you're going to identify an extra person. They say it's the mic, but it's any. basically it's the first immediate threat outside those down linemen. So it could be a corner off the edge, it could be a linebacker in the middle, it could be a safety that's coming up in the box. You get to pick whatever other player out there that you want your offensive line to focus on, and they will adjust accordingly. So there's a couple other things to look at too. One, the awareness of the center plays a big role in this because even if you don't make the proper adjustments, if you have a center with high awareness, they will be able to adjust as the game goes on. And I have got to mess around with that a little bit. It seems like it's a step in the right direction. If you keep blitzing up the middle, really what your linemen should do is they should kind of pinch in and not allow those guys to come in. You'll have to deal with the pressure outside, or if you keep having guys rush on the edge, they're going to fan out some. You'll have some issues in the middle, but they're going to basically identify the targets that need to be covered right away and go from there.
And also, they were saying that, like you said, the center, if the center has high awareness, it will raise everybody else awareness because they said as a whole, your offensive line has a awareness. Like if everybody's over 80 awareness, they will play smarter. Like if your offensive line, I mean, if your center has a really high rating, it lifts everybody rating, so they'll play
Yeah,
better as a unit.
the center counts twice. So basically,
Right.
the center will substitute the lowest rated offensive lineman on your line and count twice. So centers are going to be really, really important on this year's game. Running backs, we'll see. They say
Yeah,
that's
we'll
improved.
see.
I still need to see that because from what I saw, I was kind of like, I know Doug Martin's
No,
not
don't
the
scare me
best,
like
but
that.
like I saw that
Don't
linebacker
scare me like
coming
that.
and he
Oh, don't
stepped up,
scare me.
but he
And
didn't
he
do
just
what I
missed
thought
him.
he would do. Yeah.
Oh,
But
don't
we'll
scare me
see.
like
So
that.
we'll have to see how awareness works, and I guess maybe the pass blocking rating might have to matter for running backs. On the counter side, though, for the defense, you do have a couple of options. One thing that is really nice, every
Bluff
individual
blitz.
player has their own position specific hot routes, and it's position specific to what they are on the field. So a safety is going to be has DBs will have their own hot routes. Corners and safeties will have different defensive hot routes. Slot receivers and outside corners will have different defensive hot routes. As with linebackers, as with defensive linemen. And what Peanut just said, bluff blitz. Being able to fake a blitz and they just drop back into what they're doing, whether it be man or whether it be zone. So again, the chess match. Am I bringing seven or am I really just bringing one and dropping the other two guys back? Do you have enough time to make those adjustments before the ball is hiked on offense? All things to see.
And
And Hodge,
I love the bluff blitz. Like I think that should have been added because
oh
I think
man,
that could cause so many. You're gonna have to read everything. Like that can cause so many turnovers where you think that linebacker blitzing and then he jumped right in front of the wide receiver slant. I think it's just gonna make quarterbacks hold the ball an extra second to what's going on. I love that little adjustment there.
exactly. And just for GP, Hodge said that he's still going to have 19 interceptions. Man, you can't slow down the user god. Well, unfortunately, Hodge, Madden doesn't have to slow down your defense. All you have to do is slow down your quarterback, as we saw in Madden 17.
Well, actually, we'll see because from what I was reading too, Hodge, if he's not an elite player, where it's not even just all about speed, if he's not an elite player, he's not going to be have that change of direction. So you're not going to be able to guard because I know how you play. You're not going to be able to guard three slants at the same time.
Yep.
So you're going to actually have to pick one. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure you'll adjust. You're a great player, but it's not. You're not going to dominate the whole entire middle of the field, from what I've read, or what should happen. So you
Yeah.
can't guard the entire middle of the field.
Yeah, unfortunately or fortunately, it kind of depends on how you play. It seems like you're going to have to rely on help from your defense, the other 10, a little bit more. So,
It- which should happen. It should because, and I think that maybe because my biggest problem with everybody, mostly everybody, just of course there's different people, but mostly everybody plays the same way on defense, where you have a middle linebacker and you just roam the middle of the field. Honestly, like
yeah,
nobody really mixes it up. Like I said, there's a few people, of course, but everybody really plays the same. So I think that maybe this will actually help making people different, like different styles coming out, because everybody basically follows what everybody else doing. Like I said, play middle linebacker, roll in the middle of the field, and
Yeah.
basically just
Take
take
away
away
the
the middle
middle
of the field.
force and
Yep,
then force you to have to throw on the edges.
yep.
So
So hopefully this actually works the way we, like you said, we're reading it, and Sam actually played it, so he would know better than me. But maybe it changed up. Some people will play different ways.
yeah, it played different. So obviously, I got to play a couple games, and I'm going to use my team, but I got to see some other people play. So Tampa Bay, Levante David, Quan Alexander, they're both fast, both reasonably good in coverage. So trying to play the same way with them that I would play on Madden, it just felt different. When I see those two crossing routes come, there's no picking one and just immediately jumping on the other one right away, like trying to bait you to throw
Yep.
that second route so I can slide underneath. Now, David is a good linebacker, so I have more flexibility with him, but I use the Titans. They don't have that same luxury. I wasn't able to do that stuff with Tennessee, so it forced me to have to just kind of scheme differently on defense. Like, well, I'm just going to have to stick to this area and I'm going to have to cover these other spots differently because I'm not able to do this with this player. So elite
Right.
players and people that have the tool set to do it, yes, awareness will factor
And
in too.
my favorite thing, what you just said right there, is that, like you said, playing different, and I'm going to have to play my area. Like in all the matches, pretty much, nobody really played. Like, say I'm in a zone, nobody really played their area because you covered so much ground. I would love to. You just said I have to play in my area where in real life, if you're in the zone, I have to pass people along my zone where I
Exactly,
can't
yes.
play that. So I love what you just said. So you actually have to count on your other 10 defenders instead of one guy dominating, like Dion in a middle linebacker.
Dion's all around the field. So going back to since we just went back to last man for a little bit, one question that I want to ask you. Um, I think we've played because you played in Madden 16 too. I think you joined later, so you got to
Yeah,
play a
I
lot of
took
the
my
core. Like
16.
we kind of have the same core guys here.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious, who was your favorite? Who was the person that was the most challenging for you to play, and who was your favorite user to play?
Ooh, okay. Just I'm going from the bottom up. A surprising person that I think he only beat me one time, but he plays me really well is Hydro. I don't know why because
Don't let RJ hear
he's
that.
I don't he how can I he's not really top layer competition, but for some reason he always played me well where it's like a 3 point game going into the fourth quarter where I might get a lead or I might win by three. Like honestly, I think my record is like maybe 6-1 against him, but it was always tight games. But he did like it's that his defense always kept him in for some reason. He always got a lot of pressure. It's just that his offense was never able to maintain. But my toughest opponent would have to be Ghost. That was my toughest opponent
Oh, I feel like that name's
because
gonna come up a lot.
he that was my toughest opponent for basically everybody know the reasons. He's good. He always built a good team. He's a good quarterback. Blah blah da da da. The person I look forward to playing the most is I would say I only played him once and I didn't have my quarterback, but I like people who's confident and who's talking his hat. My person I look forward to playing, like I said, I think I can only remember him playing on him once, and that was not even last year Madden, because I think we simmed it last year, but the year before that I only played him once. Is Hodge. I love his confidence and he has that aura, which I don't even know how it's still there, but a lot of people were scared of him. And I like that confidence in him. So I I like going against the best. So that's the person I look forward to playing the most. Like I said, even though I only played him once, that's the person I look forward to playing. Ghost, I don't really look forward to playing him, but that is my biggest challenge.
Yeah, that guy. Hmm. I put some thought into this earlier. I think I'm gonna change my mind on this. So my favorite person to play is gonna be kind of a surprise because I've been getting my ass beat by him lately. It's gonna be Z-Flate.
Mm,
Every game that we have played has come down to the last possession, win or
the
lose.
wire.
Every
Uh-huh.
game. Now, I've lost the last three or four because I had a couple of interceptions on the last drive, or I had an interception on the last drive, or in the playoffs we played, I had a fumble with Miller in the red zone. Every game came down to the wire. And you know what? Honestly, it goes back to what we were talking about um, when you guys were playing Monopoly on Saturday. I hate getting blown out. When Ghost beats
Yeah.
the shit out of me, it's just like I just sit there and it's like, okay, he's better than me. He got me this game. There's nothing I can do. But it's the close games that it's like if I would
Hmm.
have did this, I'm like, oh man, if I would have
Yeah.
called this play.
Right.
And the thing
Yeah.
about it is, it forces me to play different. He knows I had Evans and I had that other receiver. Can't remember his name, but I had those two guys. I
I
had
know who
some
you're talking about.
weapons on
Your rookie,
offense, the
right?
rookie, yeah, and then I added
Yeah.
Fuller, and I had my running back. He
Hmm.
knew what I wanted to do, and I knew what he wanted to do on both sides of the ball. So basically, it's like, all right, big boy, let's go. What are you gonna do? You gonna cover this guy with your linebacker? Well, guess what? I'm still gonna throw the ball to him because I think that I can call this play that can hold you for just a second to get that guy open. It works sometimes. Obviously, it didn't work in the fourth quarter, but we had some really good games.
And
Um,
your most challenging?
well, obviously, Ghost. I haven't beat him. Ghost is like 8. Like seriously, Ghost is 8-0 against me. I've had realistically two opportunities to beat him, and one was like the game swung in the third quarter. They were both in. That one was in the playoffs. It swung in the third quarter, and then I had a first and goal on the one. I think he fumbled the ball, and I got down to the 1 yard line, and I couldn't punch it in. And then basically after that, like we were done because we would have cut it to three, and then he scored, and then that was pretty much it. But then one year when I had the Colts, I played him in the regular season. I had him. I had him. It would have been a pick six to win the game. My dude couldn't catch it, and he was in the red zone, and he ended up scoring a touchdown with like 8 seconds left to win it on third and goal. And I was like, man, if we would have got the first down, like if you'd have got the interception, we would have won because he didn't have enough timeouts. But that was a shootout. It was back and forth. It was a really good game. It was fun. It's always fun playing him. Like I said, I hate losing to him. I hate losing to anyone, but I just have to figure something out different this year. But he puts his team together so well. It's like it's one of the few blends of elite stick skills, elite GM skills. So it's really hard to deal with both because I feel like you're better on the sticks than me, so I gotta try to outsmart you. It's a little bit harder when you have a superior team coming in too, especially for my play style. Like I feel like how you're saying with Hydro, it doesn't matter
Hmm.
like how the game's always close. I feel like it's the same way as like a boxing match. Styles make the fight.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's true.
his style is works really great against the way I play defense, so I have to try to adjust some things, and I haven't been able to find something that works yet.
Because something you said, I will say that I agree with you 100%. Of course, he's a good player and everything, but I think he is the number one GM. The way I don't know the way he thinks 100 times faster than where you are. Like everything he puts together, he's 3 steps ahead of you. Like he makes a trade to make another trade for like say it's a lesser guy. You're not even thinking about okay, I'm just throwing this bum. He wants that bum. I'm telling you, anytime y'all do a trade with him, because it's be like, okay, this guy was a 71. It'd be the next year, he's an 89. You be like, how the hell did this just happen? So he's basically so I would say like Ghost is the number one GM. Like I feel like everybody makes bad GM moves, but him.
And
He's like a mad scientist when it comes to this stuff.
you know what I really
Like
think it
he
is
is the number.
too? The master negotiator trait that you
Yeah,
get like if you play offline that will help
yeah, I know.
GMs like agree to trades. Like I feel
Yeah,
like some of the trades like I'm just looking like why did you agree to this? Like where did you get at it? doesn't work.
I know you talking about that little badge you buy. Yeah, master trade.
Yeah. And that's what Hodge is talking about. If Hodge said if elite
He
GM
bad
skills
booty.
means talking your friends into giving you players, like no, he makes smart moves, and on
No,
paper they are fair trades. So I can't really say anything about
the
because you
thing.
have to look out what's best for your team. I would never like, and especially now that I'm an admin, I'm going to be objective. Is the trade good for
Hmm.
you and is it good for the other person? If it is, then I'm going to vote yes. I'm never going to say no because I see down the road what this is leading to. No, because you
Yeah,
have to
see,
look
this is
at when you make a
that's
move, you're trying to make something
yep.
that's better for your team. You don't care about the other team.
That's the thing. Even Hodge, one, he trades with everybody.
Yep.
Two, they're fair on paper. It's just that, like Sam just said, he sets up everything. So it's not about this trade. He's thinking. I don't know how he's thinking 4 trades down the line. Like I'm going to get Joe Hayden. Okay, I don't really want him, but this is going to lead me to the number 1 pick and Byron Jones and whoever else. And you be like, how did this just happen?
Yeah.
Like he sets up, he thinks so far down the line, and only thing you're thinking about is this trade. How can I win this trade? So even though this trade was fair, at 3 years from now, Ghost dominated the trade because everything he accumulates from this trade. That's the thing about it.
That is true. Yeah. He does it better than anyone else I've seen so far.
Yeah,
Because, I mean,
like
we have
and
that, and
because
then, we have other guys that, like, we'll save that for when he comes on the show.
I will say, even before you move to the next topic, he builds basically a super team, kind of like how they talk about basketball, where everybody else from what I seen, well, except Sam, you more so kind of, you more so build like me with like you the trenches and everything, and you just like try to get the best team or whatever. But most people build towards like the way they play. Like I know, like TJ, he wants all 95 speed. Hodge wants the fastest receivers. He wants a speed running back and a speed linebacker. Wolf, I guess a lot of people want speed. Where Ghost just, I don't know how this happens, but he gets 28 90s on his team, and you're like, what the hell am I playing?
Yeah, that's how I felt when I played him with the Vikings. So it's like I can't compete with this
Yeah,
D line. There's nothing I can
yeah,
do because this D line
like you
is so
said, that
good,
super
and
team.
he
It's
knows what he's
it's the
doing.
Golden State War. It's the Golden State Warriors. That's what he is. You're like, why? Why am I playing?
And Hodge, you might be right. That might be a good name for the show. The Let's
I
Blow
can't see
Ghost
it.
show.
What
Let's Blow Ghost show. But hey,
was it?
credit is due where credit is due. Give him his props.
No, no, no. Oh yeah, that's all props. I guess he's like the Bill Belichick.
Yeah, so going since we're talking about that, let's change the subject here a little bit. Remy, what's up? To my viewers that have popped in, what's up? And obviously to the league viewers, thanks for being here. I want to talk about something else because with the draft, the team selection draft coming up, a couple things we're going to talk about. Pat is going to be our ghost. I know he's waiting. He's somewhere, and we'll get him on to talk too. But it's something that I did want to bring up because with this coming up, one, the game doesn't come out for 3 weeks. We do have the rosters available to us now. We haven't been able to physically play the game. Some of us haven't. I think RJ has played it too, but still, the build that RJ played may have been the alpha build. I know my build that I played was not the final build. So there's still a lot of stuff to. Since we have to, there's a lot of things that can still be seen. So one of the things I want to talk about is how you go about picking your team. So it's a couple things. One, I just want to talk about the favorite team because obviously everyone has a favorite team. Your favorite team is the Eagles. My favorite
Yes,
team,
sir.
Tampa Bay. Wolf, Pat,
Boo.
Goldie, the Niners. Ghost, whoever has a Louisville player.
Yep.
Z likes the Pads. Fan. Fogel is a Steelers fan. Dylan's like a fan of 6 teams. So you have all these guys that like different teams. So I'm not trying to discourage anyone from picking your favorite team, but just something to think about. Obviously, the biggest pro of picking your favorite team, ratings don't even matter. if you're a football fan, you know your team better than anyone else is going to know. You already know stuff. I already know Mike Evans. I didn't need to see his ratings. I know what he's going to. I had an idea of what he was going to be. Same with Jameis. Same with the offensive line. Same with the linebackers. Like I have a good understanding of what I have. So and also that means I have a good understanding of what they need going forward to fit one my play style and two the areas that I'm going to need to fix in order to try to be successful as far as wins and losses. How do you feel about picking favorite team?
I feel like it's a gift and a curse. My favorite team, like you just said, I know everything about them. I know what this guy is good at. I know what he can do, and it's just the joy of playing with your favorite team. Like, yeah, you kind of have fun playing it, but I feel like you take a loss harder, and you hold. My biggest thing about playing with your favorite
I
team,
know what you're going
you
to say.
hold on to players you have no business holding on to. He can be older. You just got that attached to him. Like, say if I had Brian Dawkins, I don't care if this guy is like he's regression to a 69. He will be my starting free safety. Something like
uh, it's so true. RJ warned me about it. RJ warned me about it before I picked Tampa Bay, and I was so happy to have him. But boy, let me tell you, Mike Evans and me on last year's game, like I had good offers for Mike Evans. I won't throw anybody. I'm not gonna throw them out there because those were private, maybe in a DM. But I had some really good offers for Evans. And knowing that I didn't have receivers, I could have took a younger receiver that could have gave me more of a better group of receivers and get an asset somewhere else, but I refuse to do it. I'm like, no, this is like a cornerstone of the Bucks in real life. I'm not trading him. Same for Jameis. Like Hodge probably asked me like 50 times for Jameis, and honestly, some of the trades that he offered weren't bad trades. But it's just the Buck fan in me is like, I'm not letting these. There's like a group of players I wouldn't let go. Levante David, like, literally would not let this man go for anything. You could offer me Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks 99s right now, and I'd still say no. It's like, this is my favorite player, not doing it. Yes, that's stupid. The heart, the heart is the heart.
and that's funny too because I actually remember, especially you last year, because I think if I can recall right, David started regression earlier than he should have,
Yeah.
and you wasn't having no parts of it. I remember you in chat saying, "I don't care. He's my starting linebacker. I don't care how bad he gets. Don't nobody ask for a trade, and I don't care how he will be slotted in my starting lineup until we're done, man."
Yep.
So that's
And
the biggest thing. Like getting your favorite player. Like you're gonna hold on to him. You're gonna hold on for dear life,
yep. Oh, it's something
no
to be
matter how
aware
bad
about.
they get. No matter how slow they get. They can get beat on the field, and you'll be like, "It's okay, Levante. We'll get them next time." I know.
Yep. You're not kidding about that. So, just looking at just kind of a general thing now. Let me pull this back up really quick because I still have it open. It'd just be easier that way. So you asked earlier, looking for teams. I don't know if you'll mention anything in specific. I'll leave that up to Pat. If he wants to, I'll mention mine too. But as far as picking a team, like obviously it's still going to matter. But there's a couple things that I threw out, a couple things that Peanut threw out that we're going to look at. We'll talk about this a little bit. Then we'll bring Pat in here. So I'll message him in a second to see if he's still around. So for me, I put as far as looking at a team, what's important to me. There's three positions that I look at, and then there's three other things outside of that I look at. So I'll talk about the other things first. One is scheme, two is situation, and three is assets. Scheme, I think most people know how I play. I'm a West Coast guy. I'm 1 to 15. I will throw the ball deep some, but I need guys that can get open within 15 yards, which means I need my offensive line to block to let those routes develop for 15 yards. I'm going to need assets as far as if I'm picking a team that has three running backs, I'm picking it knowing that one of these running backs has already gone in a trade. Like I already know that before I even pick the team. Like this guy's already gone. this can get me something else that this, the team is looking for, or this team has four really good receivers. The way that the draft is on Madden, maybe I can get another receiver later that's young that I can build with throughout our whole time playing the franchise. Let me cash in one of these receivers now for something else that can be useful on the other side of the ball. Situation. Who else is in your division? Relative to the other teams in your division, what do you need? What do they need in order to be successful? If I'm the Steelers, they already have an offense. All I have to do is work on the defense. While I know the Bengals have things they need to work on, the Browns have things they need to work on, as do the Ravens. So where does it put me relative to the other people in the division, and what are the other players in the division that I would need to look at maybe gearing up for? Like, obviously, if I'm playing you, I'm probably going to make sure that I have some extra cornerbacks.
Corners.
I need people that can cover three, I need people 3-4 deep, because you're going to probably run, more spread out formations as opposed to someone like Sean. He's going to run the ball more. Maybe I don't really need like three corners, but I'm going to need good linebackers that can play against the run. So the things that you would keep in mind. And then I'll talk about, for me, the positions, and I'll hand the floor over to you. The three that matter. And surprisingly, number one is not what people think it is. Number one is cornerback, and I'm going to tell you why. The regression hurts. Corner is such a hard position to get in this league for a couple of different reasons. One, there are so few good corners to start on the game. Two, they are really, really hard to get in the draft. Like, you have to have a top 5 pick to get a great corner. Now, I'm not talking about good, solid corners, but I'm talking about, like, I need a shutdown corner, so I don't even have to look at this side of the field anytime I play. All I need to worry about is the middle and the opposite side. There are very few corners that will come across in our 5 seasons, if we go year round, whatever. But there's very few corners that you're going to be able to find in the draft, and they're going to be super hard to get. So finding a team that already has solid corners, like, it to me is super, super important. Two more. Offensive line. Obviously, I can attest to this. When you have a shitty offensive line, it makes things really, really hard on offense. The quarterback doesn't have time to throw the ball. He will be under pressure, so the throws aren't going to be as accurate. Running the ball, obviously, I don't know how many other people. I know RJ was one, and I know Fogel was one. Fullback dive is like a guaranteed 75% minimum. Third and inches, third and 1 conversion.
Oh, first down.
That did not happen for me. It did not happen for RJ, and it did not happen for Fogel. Watching their games, they were getting stuffed on the regular, like a turkey. Like, this is so crazy. It was so crazy. It's like, I have no confidence in, like, it's 3rd and 2, and I'm going for why? Because I'm trying to get you to open up the field so I can run. Or if you don't, just screw it. I just have to pass the ball. Like, I have no confidence in running for 2 yards. And then last, and I know it's super important for everybody, it's the offensive version of the cornerback, the quarterback. It is so important to have a good quarterback for a couple of reasons. One, you need people to make the throws that are there. Nothing hurts more playing this game than calling the right play, getting the right thing, like basically calling the play and getting exactly what you wanted, having your guy open and your quarterback missing the throw. It hurts. I understand that there's going to be an accuracy, but it's like, this guy is open on the slant, boom, that should be 5 yards minimum before he gets touched, and we'll see what happens. It turns into an interception because it gets overthrown. Is just thrown that post route that just goes 5, that scared me, miles over your head, and it ends up getting intercepted. Who was nowhere near to play. Like, dude just got a free 50 experience point. Like, quarterback is so important because it makes it easy. One, you can count on the throws that have to be made being made, and honestly, for throws, I can live with those being interceptions, but it's the ones that you have to have, the easy ones. You got to get as many of those as possible. When you have a quarterback that can't do that, it sucks. I watch Hodge play. Hodge, so many interceptions where guys were open. He made the right read. Brock Osweiler just fucking sucked. Just airmailed the throw, interception. Fogel, I had a couple with Jameis. RJ had a couple with Cam. I saw Drew Brees have a couple with Z Flate. Hell, I mean, you threw a lot with Wentz. I mean, you threw a lot anyway. But, I mean, Wentz had some interceptions where I just kind of scratched my chin like, huh. So, yeah, that's what I have for me. What about for you? What things do you look for in teams?
uh, just overall team. The first aspect you were talking about, I look for uh, not even more so because you convert everything. You look at the division, who's in your division, the scheme, and everything. Me, more so a combination of youth and rating wise. Like, so a young player I can develop and established players. Like, I don't mind having older players, but I want a few young players. Like, maybe a nice little rookie I can develop that was a young receiver or a young corner or something like that, and a overall rating and everything else.
Yeah.
Um, just position wise, number one for me is I guess it won't come as a surprise to everybody, but I don't really care about running back, but whatever. I don't want to go down that route. But number one is quarterback. I throw the ball way too much. I throw it in tight spaces. I throw it in open spaces. I just throw entirely too much. So I need a guy that can sling it around. It could be an established quarterback or it could be a young and up and coming quarterback. I don't want somebody like Flacco, which I'm stuck in his contract and basically I'm stuck with him. I want either, like I said, a established guy like Big Ben, even though he's going to retire in 1 or 2 years, but I got that 1 or 2 years, and maybe I can groom a young quarterback under him, something like that, or start off with a young quarterback like I had with Wentz and everything else. Like you said, it's so hurtful. Like even like you were explaining earlier, I had it where Wentz where a guy's wide open and overthrow him to the safety, which it was less common because Wentz was pretty good. So I know where other guys went with bad quarterbacks, but having that quarterback that can make the throws that's there, make it the tough throws where a guy is on him, but I can lead him to the sideline and it's a great throw that he had no business getting it into. So I think that's so important, especially with my play style. The second thing is I last Madden changed me. The second thing for me is not cornerback, even though cornerback is the cornerback and offensive line. Those two are the hardest two positions to get and develop. Where you can get offensive line later than cornerback, of course, because they don't go as early.
Yeah.
But to develop them was hell. Oh my god! I remember we actually had to lift the damn rating thing, like the points to get our offensive line terrible. Nobody had a good offensive line except one guy.
And
You actually had a decent one, Sam, but we all know that one guy. I don't even want to bring his name back up in this, the great GM. But offensive line, I would take a great offensive line over cornerbacks just because have time in the pocket, you're in trouble. If I actually can go through my reads and I don't have to rush it, rushing is the like getting to the quarterback is the biggest thing in football.
yep.
If I don't care how good your defense. If I have time to actually look to see who's open, you're in trouble. But if you're making me rush, that's where all my mistakes come from because
Exactly.
I
Yep.
I got to do more anticipation. I got to fit things in because I have to make things happen. And my third is the other side of the trenches, defensive line. Having Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, I loved it. Like I didn't even have to go down there. It sped everything up, and that's how I got all my interceptions. They would get there, and I don't know what the hell the computer was doing down there with Cox and Graham, but it was amazing. Like they sped everything up. So even though I didn't have the greatest corners, which you could get yards on me, but I would
Right.
get that interception because they would sack you. It'll be second and long or something like that, and then you speed up, and then you throw a bomb or something, and then I get an interception. So if I had to go to my list, it'd be quarterback, offensive line, defensive line.
It's not a bad
Plus,
list.
two having that great defensive line, it stops. They can stop the run more by themselves. If they have like a great dominant line, they can stop it with not stacking the line. So that also helps with
That helps
against the
with the
pass.
pass. You get to drop
Yeah,
7 back every play, or if you play 3-4-8
right,
back every play.
right.
All right, and since he's messaging me like saying that we're talking too much, let me go ahead and bring let me bring Pat into the conversation. Pat, what's up?
What's up? You guys spoke too much. I started getting tired. Started getting bored.
Oh, you can never get bored, Pat. You can never get bored. I know you.
I can.
Don't believe you.
So what's up? What's this all about?
What? That was
I know it sounds like you're talking Madden, so
Oh, you're always confused, Pat. So you were just messaging Sam, and you don't even know what this is about.
I know you guys are talking about the new Madden game.
Do we?
So
Do we have to?
what questions do you want to ask me about it?
Thank you. At least you know which generalized because I was about to get a new caller in here. I was about to tell Sam to switch. Thank goodness. At least you know it's about Madden.
I listened to you guys.
I
All
know
right.
you were listening. That's why at the point that you just said, "What's going on?" It just confused. I know you were listening.
All right, Pat. I got a couple of questions for you. So,
All right.
This will be
you
good.
don't
I
have
think
to.
I know where you're
You.
leading.
I just have to ask the obvious one. I have to ask the obvious
I
one.
should have. Hey, I should have had you guys like send me over some paperwork so I could sign something saying I don't have to answer what I don't want to.
Well,
Oh
you
no no
don't
no
have
no!
to answer
Trust me.
when
It's
you don't
like
have
yeah.
to.
And I wouldn't ask anything out of bounds. I joke around
Mm-hmm.
with you in chat, but I'm not going to ask anything out of bounds or offensive.
I know you do, Sammy. It's nothing personal.
All right. I'm glad we have an understanding. So I have to ask the first thing, of course, because I see you in baseball. I see you in football. Like your phone
I
just
know where
is
this is going.
your phone is never like it doesn't even rust. It's never. You're always on the phone. Your trades. What in the world? Please just walk me through your trade logic. I want to understand you. I really want to understand you.
With the way I trade, that's what you're basically asking me.
Correct.
Like
Yes.
how I figure out what I want and
Yes. How
What
you figure
goes
out what
on
I
you
in
mean,
your
want,
brain?
how these
honestly,
conversations go with
honest,
the other owners or GMs, however you want to put it.
honestly, I mean, ever since I've been playing sports games, I'll see a player I want, and someone will say they want someone for me, and then if I don't like it, I'll stop talking to whoever. Even like, I mean, like you muted me because you don't want to trade with me, Sammy. I'm fine with that, but um,
Be correct.
sometimes sometimes I make a trade I shouldn't be making, and then there's times and I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, and
I
I'm
wanna.
making a wrong decision.
I want. Can I?
And
I'm sorry.
then
Sorry to interrupt you, but you
go
said
ahead.
something. You said something in the beginning. You said if I want a guy and somebody offers something that I don't want, I just stop talking to them.
Oh,
Which
well,
I.
yeah.
That's not true.
If so,
That's
oh,
not
so
true.
let's say
That's not true.
let's say you offer,
You
say you
attack.
want you. Yeah, I do go after someone that I want off of your team, and then you come back at me and say I want like Eric Hosmer in baseball or something. I'm like, so you're gonna give me this player back at equal value, and you think he's better than Hosmer? I'll say screw you, and I'll cut conversations with you, and then come back to you on a different day and see if you've changed your mind.
Well, I don't know about baseball so much, but I know in Madden how this thing will work because I talked to you plenty of times and
I think we
one
all
You
hundred.
were
have.
trying to get to hey, you were trying to
I'm
get too
sorry.
much for me, dude.
No,
So
no,
you were
no, no,
trying to
no.
get too much for me.
Let
Yeah,
me,
you were.
no, let me finish
Yeah,
explaining.
you were.
No, listen to me. You let me finish explaining. You would come to me. I want whatever DGB. So this is how your trade would happen. You would suggest a trade. I would throw one back. Whatever. We would talk back and forth for a little bit. We would agree to a trade. I don't know what would happen, but 10 minutes later, you would change the trade that we agreed to. So it would be like, so you're giving me DGB and Wentz, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no, so you're giving me
Okay,
ETB and Wentz. So
Peanut. The reason why I've been able to make trades with say Fogel and Madden
Is
and
because
maybe
they
two
have
or three other
great
people,
patience.
it's because they. I mean, yeah, they have patience, but they don't let me sit there for like 10 minutes and then
there you go.
go. I don't want the trade. They just say, this is what we're doing, and then we post it and it's done. When people let me sit there and evaluate the trade out, and they're supposed to post it, and they let me evaluate the trade, and I sit there and look at it and go, no, I want this guy instead of this guy, or no, I shouldn't be doing this because, I mean, the first year I was in the Madden League with you guys, I kind of destroyed my team, and you guys know that. And last
I'm,
year, I kind of did the same thing last year with the Cardinals. I made some stupid trades,
I'm not gonna.
which
I maybe should
I'm.
tell you my secret, but there's times where I do trades out there at you, which wasn't going to happen. I'm just throwing it out
I just
there.
want to see what you
Your
say.
logic, your logic is so funny because I know one time I offered you Wentz for Patrick Peterson, and you said you needed more, and I thought it was hilarious. So like,
Oh wow.
Patrick Peterson then at that time, and then I eventually yeah, I eventually moved him at one point, but still.
you eventually came back to me and said, "Let's do that trade, Peanut." And it was a joke, so I'm like, "Leave me alone." But it's like your logic it is hilarious. I don't know what
Hey,
makes you
I'm
tick.
just hoping this year I get a team that has everything I want, and I'm not going to trade anybody, or I trade like at least one person. Like if I was to take Houston, this might sound stupid, but I would consider trading JJ Watt and get whatever I can for him. I mean, like get like good players for him, just because. I mean,
I wouldn't say that's
look at
stupid.
Houston; they need corners.
I wouldn't say
I mean,
that's stupid.
That's smart. He's
they need
older. He's injury
corners,
prone.
or they need. I need a corner, or I might need a safety or a linebacker. So,
Watt's very valuable. I wouldn't say that's stupid. Everybody has their logic behind trade.
well, there's
You could,
other. There, I mean, like you guys might not think it's stupid, but there's other guys in the league or
I
whatnot
was
might
listen.
think.
Take this advice from me. I don't care what people say. I don't care how many stupid trades you make. Don't let other people influence your trades. I know for a fact you let that chat when they start negative feedback you, you do not let other people influence your trades. Sam
Hey,
is a different
Peanut, this
person
year in
because Sam
MLB,
actually
I have not cared about one thing people have said, and I've made
you should.
already all my trades. I already have another trade lined up in MLB, and I'm not going to tell anybody until it's done.
I
Oh, this
will
is like
say
the perfect time to tell it. Tell it. No, I'm joking.
Nah, I'm not saying don't ask for advice. Like I said, I know you and Sam talk, and of course you can ask for advice, but the ultimate decision is yours, and don't let people influence you.
Because some
Because
people,
the only
honestly,
the all. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say some people have good intentions. Like if you ask me, I gave you my honest response when you asked about the last trade. If you're gonna ask me, and I'm just gonna be honest, if you're gonna ask me about a trade, well, since I'm voting on the trade, all I'm looking at is fairness of the trade. That's all I'm gonna look at. If you're asking about
yeah, it's kind
what
of
you think I should get, like I'm not gonna give you an answer because
yeah, it's kind of tricky with
it's
Sam now because
just
he's
not
a
like I
administrator.
have
Yeah. Well, I still got you, Peanut.
my
So
conversations will be a little different. Whatever, Hodge. Um,
see, the one thing I need real advice for this year on Madden is like my gameplay, my offensive gameplay.
oh god,
See, that's
I
no,
might
what
be.
no, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I
Hold
might
on,
be
hold on, hold
able.
on,
I
hold on,
might be
hold
able.
on, hold on,
All right.
Pat. I'm just gonna save you from going down this road. We'll talk about this off. We'll talk about this off camera. Not talk about this on camera. That's a whole separate conversation.
just
But since you brought up
I want to
teams,
throw in. I want.
no, I was just gonna ask real quick. Since you brought up teams, you talking about Houston as a team that you're looking at. You don't have to give me a specific team. I know you're probably going to look for a vertical threat. I don't think that's going to surprise anyone. But as far as whatever, let's just say you get picked 16, just something in the middle of the pack. You're not going to get your favorite team. You're not going to get the best team. What are you going to look for in a team when it comes time to pick? Like, what is important for you when picking a team?
big, tall, wide out that I could throw the ball up to.
They're
and speed. And
So
good corners that can cover the opposing receivers. I mean, there's a lot of other people that like to pass on me, so I and beat the crap out of me by passing. So I like to have those good corners to stop the pass.
I like that. So
One of them is you. One of them is you, Peanut. I mean, we've gone back and forth before, so.
I like so what you look for is a nice big target and somebody to stop the opposing big target. So the outside skill positions were the biggest thing you look for.
Yep. I mean, mostly I look in a team is like their defense. I like to have a nice defense more than a good offense, but maybe this year I'll look for more of an offensive team than a defensive team.
But
what?
I'm thinking the way you trade, you love your big tall receivers. I remember you in my yours in my inbox about DGB from week
day
1 to the
one.
end of Madden.
He did.
Yeah, but still, like I still like to have a nice, a good stout defense. But I mean, I've never really built an offense on a team. I've really only gone after like, besides you trying to get the whiteout, I've tried to get like defensive players because I like to have a defense that.
Wait a minute.
Defense wins games, dude.
I know.
So
I'm pretty sure you was dangling Patrick Peterson for 4 seasons.
But he never moved until the end.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I said until the end. Yeah.
And then I moved Deion Buchanan to safety, and he won DB of the year.
You did. Good job.
Yeah.
That actually was a good move. We joked about that a lot, but it actually ended up paying off at the safety.
He actually played. He played hella good.
Yeah. Got me a couple times.
I would trade for him and do it again.
I'm sure you would.
Maybe you'll get him.
No, I did not want the Cardinals this year.
They got Patrick Peterson and Honey Badger. You love them.
And you got Buda Baker.
No, I did not.
You can dangle Patrick Peterson for another 3 years.
Dude, if I took the Cardinals and had to have Carson Palmer as my quarterback, I'd just throw the season and then draft a quarterback.
Oh, God, I forgot about that. You've been
okay. Let's bring that up because I actually that was the first thing I wrote down to ask you. I was just gonna go with the trade because we were talking about forming a team, Pat. So I just want to ask. I don't understand what you. I don't understand. I don't understand. I can't even form the words here. Like I don't understand what you do at quarterback. Because like let me just give you an example. I picked Tampa Bay. I know they have Jameis Winston. So I have Jameis. I know he's young, and I'm lucky for that. And I had luck before. He was young too, lucky for that. But I already knew this is what you're weak at. Let me boost your medium accuracy. The deep ball doesn't have to be so accurate because let's be honest, if you're wide open, it just has to be in the area. So I'm not even worried about deep accuracy. As long as you have a strong arm to get out there, that's fine. I just want you to be accurate on everything else. And I will build with you and work on it, develop you fine. And then have a solid backup in case you get injured. So I had Mike Glennon both years because I had Mike Glennon actually on the first Madden. And that actually turned into me getting Landon Collins, who made the Pro Bowl twice for me. So thank you, BX, for that trade. It worked for him, too, because Glennon wasn't bad. What were you looking at quarterback? Like, I know you tell me that you want a quarterback that's mobile, that can move. But what, like, other than throwing the ball deep, like, what they get bent so fast.
Go on the run.
They get bent so fast.
I want a big athletic quarterback that can run out of the pocket.
Yeah, get to the edge.
When I took Wentz, dude. But when I picked the Cardinals, and then I realized I knew they had Carson Palmer, but I thought they still had Logan Thomas, and I was just going to be like, screw it, I'm going to start Logan Thomas. Hey, Logan Thomas won me that game against Profit in my first game, but I like the big, strong quarterbacks that are athletic so they can get out of the pocket and stuff like that, get away from defenders. And Carson Palmer was slow,
and couldn't get
and
out the pocket.
Yep.
but you know what? I still made the playoffs and won my division, so
That's right.
You know,
and lost.
I'm gonna let you get away with that one. I'm gonna let you get away with that.
Why?
One.
Because I made the playoffs.
Nope. I'm gonna let you get away with that answer about the quarterback.
What do you want to hear, Sammy?
That's not what I asked you. I asked you why do you bench these quarterbacks so much? Logan Thomas has a bad game.
I get it.
He gets benched for someone else. I'm just like, you're killing all your quarterbacks.
Hey, I'm not a patient. I'm not a patient coach or GM. If they're playing bad that game, they get benched. Bring in the backup. See how good they can do.
That's actually true. He's spot on. He does do that.
If I'm winning, if I'm losing games and they can't, and they're not doing good, I'm going to bench them.
That college coach in you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave a quarterback in who's throwing 4 interceptions and let him throw another one, and then let their
quick hook. But
before each game, I sit the quarterbacks down and I say, if you throw 4 interceptions or throw 2, you're gone.
Play devil's advocate though.
Ghost.
All right.
Ghost said, "Don't blame the quarterback for operator error."
I understand what you're looking for in a quarterback. You like the big man throwing 8 defenders off and you get to the outside and make something happen. But to play devil's advocate, how do I say this? Okay, so you said you have a quick hook and your quarterback cannot throw 4 interceptions and stay in the game. Good point. I like it.
I mean, if I'm Peanut, if I'm winning a game, and then they do that, I'm fine with it.
Never be fine with it, but whatever.
Well, I'm not, but still, I'm winning.
Okay, so Carson Wentz, for example, cannot run to the outside and throw that deep ball like you like, right? Is it his fault that you just bomb it anyway, even though there's
hey, you play the same way, dude. So don't even be out. Come on.
No.
I'm not the only person that bombs them in the league.
Listen, I'm not judging the way. This is all hypothetical. I'm not saying.
Oh yeah.
Just wait. Hear me out. So I'm not saying this is how you play, Pat. I'm just saying general. So what my question is, if it's Pat's fault, does that weigh on your decision to bench a guy?
If it's my fault?
Yeah, so say Pat is the reason Carson Wentz just threw 5 interceptions and Carson didn't throw any bad, like accuracy-wise passes. Does that weigh on your decision or does he have to go?
If it's my fault, if it's my fault and they throw 5 interceptions in a game and I'm losing and I don't want their stats to go down, I would pull them anyways.
Okay, so you don't want that. You don't want the bad mojo.
Gotcha.
Yes, and then I'm just like, okay, I'll pull him. But if it's like my fault and it's a good game and he's thrown that many interceptions and you could tell he's rattled, then it's like I question should I pull him or not because it's
I get what Peanut's asking. I can give a good example here. I had 2 really bad games with Jameis. I played Sean in our tie in the first season. The game was so ridiculous for many reasons. It was a hilarious game. I threw 5 interceptions with Winston. I did not throw to Sherman's side of the field the whole game. I didn't have to. Because his backup, the backup corner was hurt. His number 2 corner was hurt, so I attacked that other guy. And I didn't have Evans because he was injured, so was Vincent Jackson. That guy had 4 interceptions. 2 of them were just me being hard-headed. I'm going to force the ball over there because I trust Jackson's going to make this play. And guess what? He doesn't. They weren't good throws. They weren't smart throws. So those are my fault. At the end of the game, guess what? We're in overtime, and I'm sitting there thinking, should I bench Jameis? Because I don't want it to, I don't want it to affect his rating. Two, maybe it's just better to bring
But you
Mike
didn't
in.
bench him though.
I didn't because it's my fault.
Oh,
Z probably has like 15 user picks on me from last year's game. Jameis wasn't coming out the game because I knew every time he got a user pick, as soon as he got it, I was like, God damn it. But it's my fault that he got it. Like, it's a good play by
Sammy.
him, yeah, but it's my fault because I shouldn't have thrown the ball. So I think that's what
now I want to ask
he's
you:
getting at.
Is Jameis Winston the perfect quarterback you would want, or is there another quarterback in the league that you would think is the perfect quarterback that you would want?
Well, God, you're going to ask me this, and I know Z is probably still around. Oh, God. Especially after this morning's chat. On this current version of the game, if I have one quarterback for one season, it's Tom Brady. I just need you to be accurate. When I press the button and I know where I want the ball to go, I just need the ball to go there. I will take Tom Brady. Give me the most accurate quarterback. Don't need you to move in the pocket because I don't run that much. I don't even move in the pocket. All I need. And
the one quarterback I would want.
I will find that quarterback.
Now, is this... I heard you guys talking about the game earlier. Now, is this game going to be like in the past where they had that... It's not the quarterback eye thing, right? Where they had in the past. Are they bringing that back? Or like the quarterback's vision, you know, like the QB vision they had on the game a long time ago? Is that what they're bringing back? Because I haven't looked into it into the game yet.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Before I even answer that, I just have to say, first of all, Z just smiled because he knows. Like, Z picked me off more than any person has picked me off in Madden, even more than Ghost, if that's possible. So he just smiled on that. But Ghost said that the perfect quarterback is A-Rod, the accuracy plus the movement, which honestly, that would be the perfect quarterback for you, Pat. And he put, unless you're fish. Dude threw so many interceptions with Rodgers and he would blame the game. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm watching you play that shit. But
I don't know if I'd take Rodgers, dude, but I mean, if the Packers landed me, we'll see what happens.
God help us all. I'm actually going to bring that up later. Me and Peanut can talk about that later because we're running like kind of short on time. We actually went a lot longer than I thought we were going to go. But yeah, we'll address that later because me and Peanut were talking about that on Saturday, and I already made a note of that.
About what?
About the quarterback, the vision, the target passing, because it needs an explanation, and it probably is going to take more than 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is all I have. So,
all right, I just want a yes or no, Sammy. Is that thing that what you're talking about? Is that going to be something that we need to use in the game, or is that optional?
It's optional. You can turn it on and off.
Thank God.
Turn it on and off, and you can even turn it off mid-play. But the benefits can be positive. But there's one last question I want to ask you, Pat, unless Peanut had something else.
Muted. There he goes.
Why am I muted? You muted me?
Wow.
What in the world?
Wow. Okay.
No, your thing was whatever.
I have one more question for you, Pat. Make it. I don't want to rush you, but if you could make it quick, that'd be great. The question that me and Peanut talked about earlier: who is the hardest person that you've played, the most challenging person, and who is your favorite person to play and why?
Hodge is my most challenging. Peanut's probably the most fun I've played. Because I can kick his ass if I want. And what was the third one you were asking me?
No, that was it. Just those two and why.
No, there's
No, that was it.
Well, Peanut because like I know what he's gonna do, and it's easy to figure him out. Hodge, I hate playing him because he knows what I'm gonna do all the time, and then I get my ass kicked.
I'm not gonna lie. The thing that bugs me the most about playing Hodge, and I've only played him twice. The first game was, I wasn't sure what to expect. Like, I looked forward to it because I'd seen him play. I'm like, okay, he's really good. This is back, when Hodge was when he had his peak powers, because we know he's far.
Sammy, I was in a division with that dude for 3 seasons.
I know, and you tried to run.
I beat him. Well, let's put it this way. I thought I beat him, and it wasn't him.
It was him.
Sorry.
It was so close.
It was him.
I beat him. Yeah, I beat him once. And then ever since I've lost. So I never want to play him again.
What is wrong with you?
Hodge, I know you're watching this.
Please,
I know. We
Sam,
all
please
know
do that.
that you took that L to Pat. Don't try to blame that on your friend.
I
Everyone
think that was
has.
the first time I played him too.
Yeah, pretty much since then he's just giving you the treatment that raw dog. I don't know. Is that like suitable for Twitch? I don't
Hey,
know. Like, did I
that's the
like banned
season
for
I
that?
won the wild card spot, and I got simmed in. I think I was playing Ghost when the game got simmed too.
Oh my god, that is so
So,
ridiculous. Peanut.
so you
Okay,
said
no.
I was losing.
No. I need to explain this. Z-Flate. And anybody else that's listening that was not here, or if you're listening later, this is what happened. Barrick was like he had the. I'm trying to think of a team like just like a free fall. Like it looked like for sure he was going to get a wild card spot, and this man just could not win a game, could not catch a break, was getting his ass whooped every week by whoever he was playing, and Pat was making up ground. So then the last week, Eric lost. So in order for him to make the playoffs, Pat had to lose. Pat's playing Ghost. Ghost is winning. It's in the fourth quarter, and BX simmed because he did not know that they were playing sim while they were playing. And he got the sim win, like, cause he just left it up to the computer. He got the sim win, and that's how he got in the playoffs. And then he beat BX.
Hey, Sammy, I've only
And
lost
then you
the
played
BX, I
Hodge.
think, at least once.
And then you played Hodge, and I remember that playoff.
And I
That was
lost.
terrible. Hodge, no, that is not proof. You took that L. I'm not letting you off the hook for that one. It's okay. It's okay to lose to Pat. I have lost to Pat. It is okay.
I never lost. Wait. I didn't beat Hodge in the playoffs. What are you talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about
what?
the game that you beat Hodge. And he said that
Oh,
was his friend.
yeah.
Hodgepodge.
Yep. It was his username. You get credit for the win over Hodge. That's how that works. I refuse to believe otherwise.
Pex Korea. You said
Oh, what?
the person you look forward to playing the most is Peanut because basically
You.
Oh yeah, that was another question. My bad. I said your favorite, but I forgot to say the person you look forward to playing the most. But I guess it's the same.
Yeah,
It's the same person.
Okay.
You feel like you have his number. So
No, Peanut. I don't think I have your number, dude. It's just sometimes like when you're running around in the pocket, you're looking for your wideouts to be open to chuck the ball downfield. I just make sure I stick on that wideout to get the interception. You don't run the ball that much, so
wait, play with D-line.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I switch over to the corners quick, but I've never played D line. I try to play like middle linebacker and safety.
So you feel like I want to ask more so. Do you feel like you're a good Madden player?
After these last 2 seasons, no.
But no. Didn't you went to the playoffs twice?
I think I'm
have.
decent. I think I'm decent,
So,
but I don't think. I believe I could get better at this game if I play smarter and I pick an offense that I don't throw the ball down the field 80% of the time.
So my question is, so obviously you have a champion's number. Like you always beat this guy. You feel like you know what he's doing. So my question is more towards the future and your confidence level. As long as you stay away from Hodgepodge, I know you're scared of him. I can hear it in your voice a little bit.
I'm not. I don't care. I don't. No, you know what? I don't care if I play Hodge. It's just I got
his division. I know you only want to play once in 4 years.
If I'm in his division, I'm not going to make playoffs. That's the point.
So that aside, which you should. This is a new Madden. Never limit yourself. So, how do you feel about Madden 18 going? Do you feel like chance of making it to the playoffs, basically your first year, and do you feel like you're a title contender?
If that's a long shot to be a title contender, dude. I'm not going to say I am. I mean,
Okay.
I could say yes, I could make the playoffs if I get into the division that, let's say, like I have you
Oh,
and two other people that that are decent. Yeah, but if I get into a division with Sammy, Fogel, and you, then I'm screwed.
so
You
if you
don't
get
want to see the
into
face
a
that I just
division
made from
with
that.
Peanut, you think you can win a division?
I was lucky to win my division last year. I hope I can win one this year.
No, I'm saying so. But you just said if you're in a division with Peanut, you can win it, right?
Oh yeah, if I'm in a division with you, Peanut, yeah, I could win it.
But
Okay.
so I like that. So, but if you're in the, but you feel like if you're in a division with Sammy, who you'll also beat, you can't win it. So, what was your win against Peanut?
I'm that is Ghost is fucking hilarious. Where did
So,
Pat go? Ghost said Peanut's irrelevant to Pat. Peanut is a poor man's Pat. Are you still here, Pat?
no, but yeah, he's still there. He was just talking. Pat. So I like your cap. So my thing is, I can't argue anything you said because everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I love the confidence. My thing is, if you can beat Peanut, which Peanut won the Super Bowl, right? Hello, Pat, 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 Pat,
Pat disappeared.
you, Pat. Did you? Oh,
Like he's still here, but he's not saying anything. Well, that's
yeah.
awkward.
He, yes, very awkward. Pat, you talking to your wife?
And he left.
Oh,
And he's back.
it's the awkward pause.
And maybe his mic died.
No, his mic ain't died. He talking to his
Ghost said he muted. He muted you. But you bring up a good question because it's something that my friends ask me. They know I can't beat Ghost. It's not that I can't beat Ghost. I believe like this is just how I am. I believe I can beat anyone. It's one
No,
game.
you don't.
I do.
I don't believe you.
Do I look forward to playing Ghost? No, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. But I don't come into the game defeated. I come in like,
All
all
right,
right,
I'm
this is my
back.
game plan.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Wait a minute. In fact, before you talk, I have to interrupt what Sam said. I know. I know. I will go into the chat. This is the week of the Ghost versus Sam
Oh God,
matchup.
stop it!
And all I would see is Sam would be a nice little record. 9-3. Sam is rolling. All I would see is Sam say 9-4, guys. Let's go to the next week. You undefeated. This is a lie. It's a
No, no, no,
lie.
no, 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 no,
It's a
no, no.
lie. It's a lie.
I'm dead serious. Anytime that I turn on the game, I don't care what I'm playing. I'm dead serious. If I'm playing Profit in baseball, I expect to be competitive. I expect to have a chance to win. Ghost in football, Hodge in football, Z-Flate in either sport, because he's like we've had close games in baseball too. Like I expect whenever I play to have a shot at winning at the end of the game. I don't talk about blowouts. I'm just like when the last couple of minutes, the last 2 innings, the last 3 minutes of basketball, I expect to be in the game and have a chance to win. That's how I am. How I talk, eh, that's different. I will never ever come into a game expecting to lose. Don't be fooled. Go ahead. No, go ahead and ask what you're gonna say to Pat.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
had to
Pat. The
clarify that.
question I was asking you before you rudely left to go get your dinner.
Actually,
We
just
know
cut out, so I don't know
you
what
ain't
happened.
cut out. You went to go get a plate. Yeah, we know what you left. So we were asked, "Are you done? You full now?" So the question I was going to ask you was, being that Peanut has won the Super Bowl, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the question I'm getting towards is, you're very confident when you play Peanut and you feel like you can beat this guy. So why don't you feel the same way? Being that Peanut is a established champion, why don't
Hey,
you feel the
Peanut,
same?
why do you talk about yourself like
Because this is interview style, and I have to
Oh,
be objective.
jeez, dude.
I have to be objective, so this is interview style. So I'm
All right, okay, go ahead.
outside of my body because I can't defend myself because this is your opinion. So my question is, he's an established champion in this league, which means he can beat anybody. So I think you have beat Peanut twice too. Also, why do you not have the same confidence, say, against a Hodgepodge or a Ghost? If you can beat this one champion, why can't you beat these guys? Why do you feel like you're doomed if you're in a division, but you're not doomed against Peanut?
Because I mean, when I play Peanut, he's piss poor at defense. He doesn't know what he's doing. when I play Hodge and I play Ghost, their defense
I just died inside.
their defense
Fell
kicks
off the
my
chair
ass.
laughing.
So so I'm understanding. I actually like your analysis. You gave a very good analysis. So basically, what
All
you're
right.
saying is you can't go against a dominant defense, but
Yeah.
because Peanut defense he's more of an offensive player, and you feel like you can slow down his offense because you know where he's coming from.
Yes.
And that gives you a better chance because of your play style.
Yes.
Okay,
I respect that.
I like your analysis of things. I mean, piss poor was a little harsh, but I mean, if that's the way you feel, I mean,
I feel like I'm gonna get a chat request from Peanut. He's gonna talk to me about this.
no. Peanut's fine. I love the
I think
honesty you
Peanut would
bring
be
to
okay
this.
with that answer.
I love the honesty you bring to this chat because, I mean, you did beat this guy twice. I mean, what can he say?
Okay.
You know, he just wants you to convert this attitude.
Hey, I have a lot of respect for the way he plays, though, and each time he has the ball, it
This is getting
scares
weird
me
now.
because
This is just getting weird.
whatever. Whatever.
All right, Pat. 2 minutes. 2 questions from chat. And then I'll let you go.
Of
Free.
course.
Thank you for actually. That's so loud.
I'm waiting.
Hold on. I have to make sure that everybody else can hear. Z-Flate just followed, so I have an alert. So, 2. Ghost said, "Do you remember 70-0?" And he just laughed. So I'm gonna
That's
assume
not
that
very nice. A question of you, Ghost.
Ghost is
Yeah,
raw.
but I don't like care that he beat me 70-0.
I
Was
remember
it
that
rough?
game.
It's
I'm not gonna lie. I was
it's just a
mad as
game.
hell out of that game because you threw like 15 interceptions and you cost one of my corners a chance at making the Pro Bowl. So I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of pissed. But whatever. The pass is a pass.
I remember that game though. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't forget games like that, unfortunately. And then Truth, Truth asked, "Where did his money go?"
Where does what?
So, for those of you that I'm sure everyone remembers, and I'm not making fun of you, Pat. I'm serious. I'm not making fun of you. Like I remember
It's fine.
when you started.
I just
I
want
know
to
when
hear
you
this.
started the GoFundMe, when about the
Oh.
about the car, and Truth is just asking where did his money go?
What did he?
I'm
donate,
dead
like,
serious. I'm dead serious.
$5?
He asked, ask him where my money went.
Okay. I talk for the people here because the people don't have a voice. I don't care if he gave you $1. You don't be mean to that guy. Answer the question. Where did his money go?
You know where that money went? I paid. I paid bills. Honestly, I basically was out of cash and I had to pay bills, and you guys helped me pay some bills.
Oh, there you go. That's all.
I mean, it honestly, like that car, that picture of that car I posted. I mean, if it was you guys that gave me $5,000 to put towards that car, I'd be surprised. but that money came from someone else.
Yeah, I
What?
know. No, there's money that got like I don't remember what the end amount was, but I know
No, there was a dude that
there
I
was
there was a dude that I knew from like a long time ago that when I lived up in the Napa Valley, his family owns a winery and he donated $500.
Ooh.
In total, I had like from you guys plus that, and then I just paid some bills and had like $100 left over for food and stuff. So
well,
yeah,
I know what Truth's saying, but let me just like explain for Truth. So basically, if I remember if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Pat.
huh?
You had two cars during that time, and that car going down meant that your wife had to use that car for primarily for
Okay,
work.
okay, no. What happened is the car that we had was our
Okay.
only car,
Oh, it
and
was
we
the
didn't
only
have a
car.
car for maybe a month and a half. I had a friend that had a car that I helped him purchase a long time ago, and it was a used car. It has a salvage title, and he had it, and he wasn't using it. So I got a hold of him and asked him if I could get that car so I could work and so my wife can get to work. He said yes. So I went and got that car from him. And then, so I don't know if all of you guys know this, but I drive Uber. So since
Yeah,
I drive,
Yeah.
I thought you were
so
Ubering.
so
I thought you were
since
Ubering people on the bus.
since I drive Uber, and we had one car, I was putting so many miles on one car. So my wife and I were talking. We decided, hey, let's just get a second car. I could Uber in the car I got from my friend, which I put a lot of miles on, and let the other car be the family car.
Hey, that's a very grown-up business decision. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good.
So we
great,
now have
great
two
answer.
cars, and if something was to happen to one of those cars, I have one car left, so I don't have to bug people.
It's like a personal. That's great answer. There you go. That's all truth for the action. That's all truth for the action. You
What did
paid.
True think I did with it? Bought drugs or something?
No,
Bought video
no.
games?
We're not here to judge. We're not here to judge. We're not here to judge. Everybody thought you bought a new Madden, but we're not here to judge.
Oh
That's
no
that's
no no!
that's
Dude, I already
got your toenails painted or
I
something.
already had Madden before that.
Did you get your toenails painted?
No, but I get them cleaned.
Your wife could do that.
I'm done. Watch while they're while they're watching
He
Wendy
was asking, so I
while they're
answered.
watching Wendy Williams.
But
Full
can you
circle.
is it illegal to
Hydros in
like? Can you
here.
like Uber on the bus though? Like, say if like my car goes
No,
down,
No, you
like
can't
you
Uber
no
on the
peanut.
bus.
What the hell?
What
What are
the
you
hell?
talking about?
you
You
tell the
are
Like,
guy
nuts.
you tell the guy you're on your way, but you're actually on the bus.
what the fuck? I'm done. All right, Pat.
Oh my god.
Thanks for.
It's fine. I think it's funny.
All right, dude.
Oh,
I'll
Are you
let you
God.
got
go.
you're whatever.
Thanks for doing it, dude. Um,
Yeah.
I'll see you. Obviously, I'll be talking to you because I have to. I'll talk to you in baseball and the madness
Yeah, I'm
that comes
pretty sure
along.
you'll talk to me more than you want to. But I'll promise to be good.
You know what? I
I got a
appreciate and respect that. All right, Pat.
You guys got a personal relationship going on.
Working our way back to BFF status.
Hey, I get told every year that I'm the one that breaks the most rules in the league, and I'm gonna try not to break as many as I do every year.
Oh
I,
God, I'm sorry you went there because as soon as you were accident, but I have to ask you a question. So you said you break the most rules in the league.
I think it's you.
Why are you? Whoa, where's this personal attack coming
No.
from?
So I get told all the time that I break the most rules, and then I just point my finger at Peanut because he breaks the
as
most rules.
an
I go.
admin, I'm going to stop this conversation because I'm not offering my opinion. We can talk about and discuss this off camera. Pat, thank you for joining us. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right.
All right. All right. Cool. Will Pat join us? Like, nope, I'm not falling into that trap. Not talking about any admin stuff on this thing. Snitches get stitches. That's all I'm saying. Kyle, you better watch out. No.
Oh,
All right,
that
Peanut.
wasn't very nice. We'd like to thank, I guess, Patrick. You were very entertaining, funny. Your last parting shot wasn't very nice, pointing fingers, but
All right.
I didn't point no fingers your way. But
That's true. I don't know why he had to bring that up because I was the one that said it. And I didn't even like I went on the list too. Like I felt bad as soon as I started typing like, but I already started going in, so I just had to. But all right, we're gonna leave that alone. So let's wrap this up in the next couple of minutes. Peanut, what do you think? What do you think? Who should we get on next?
ooh, who should we get on next? See, I think we should get somebody that's been listening today. So I can't actually see the stream, and you know the names, but I heard you got Ghost, you got Truth, you got Hodgepodge. So somebody that was listening today who will be entertaining. So I think from one of those names that you see on your list, we should go with one of those.
Also, as Z Flate there, he chimed in.
Yeah. So we should reward our nice little following we got here.
Oh man, Truth is cracking me up right now. Oh boy. So get the goat
I'm
on.
about to start me a
Wait,
GoFundMe while you
Hodge
playing
said that
around.
we should get the goat on.
The
So
goat.
I mean,
You wanna?
so we
Whoa,
are
the
getting
goat.
the reigning
Who?
champ in
The
Ghost.
reigning MVP? I mean, the
Oh,
reigning
it's
Super
not
Bowl
Ghost.
champ. Or yeah,
Truth said I'm at the
who?
gym right now, but thanks. Because if I remember right, that last Super Bowl, it wasn't Hodge that made it there. Hodge never even made it to the Super Bowl in last year's game. What a disappointment.
No, Hodgepodge did not make it to a Super Bowl.
GOAT as in the
He
only
talked like he
guy,
made it to
yeah.
the Super
He
Bowl.
said GOAT as in only guy with 100% winning percentage in the Super Bowl that has multiple appearances. And Ghost said only
Um,
guy with Super Bowl on both Maddens all rep.
well,
Go.
technically, I'm 100%.
That is true too. But
Um,
yeah, because you won two, right? No, you won one. No, wait.
yeah, I would have won too, but
Yeah,
I had a
we won't talk about that. We're not going to talk about it. So I have two questions for you, Peanut. One, I can't. Let me pull up the command real quick. So I don't know how long we've been up for. I think it's been like 2 hours, an hour and a half. Never
really.
mind. No, an hour and a half. I lied. So an hour and a half. Like, what do you think is a good time? Because I was kind of like hoping for 45 minutes, but I guess like I'm cool with an hour. But like it's up
and
to
we
you. Because
and
like
we
we just.
ripped through it. I mean, I'm fine with another 30 minutes. I like that you said 2 hours, so we can go another 30 if you want.
I mean, I don't know what to talk about now, but I'm just saying because what I'm gonna do. This is what I plan on doing, so you guys out there can hear it too. Ghost said 5 hours. It felt like it's at five because I'm like I feel like we're talking too much, but it's like you just start talking and you just start talking. But this is what I plan on doing. So I'm gonna upload every video to my YouTube page, and then that way they could have links saved. And then on the WordPress site, whenever BX lets me have access to doing it, I'm just going to post all the videos there. So they'll be saved forever, and then you'll be able to watch it. And then what I'll probably do is I'll go back through and I'll time slot things where I can do, um, like basically if you want to jump in, like this is when Pat came on, like this is when we talked about this is when we talked about that, like basically so you could just like kind of
Oh, I got
timestamp
what you're
what you want to
saying.
listen to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go to that. Yeah. Well, you said what could we? I got a few questions we could talk about. My something I was thinking about on my drive home.
Okay.
So we're talking about Madden and everything. So, what is? I have two personal favorites, but out
Oh
of all the
yeah,
Maddens
that
you've ever
question.
played, what would be your favorite Madden player of all time?
In chat, you guys can jump in on this too. And I'm going to say it's a player that I never really got to use, and I'm going to explain why. My dad, I talk about him some. I think I talk about him some in general chat. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, me and my dad used to go at it when I was younger. At it. Damn it, Truth, leave me alone. And Hodge, that's who Peanut mentioned, like, when he gave me, like, when he, like, sent the idea over to me. But I'm not going to mention him, of course, because I had no problem. Like, let me just throw this out here, first of all. I wish, Hodge, as good as you are, I wish we could go back and play Madden 04 online. Take that, Michael Vick. I'll show you exactly how to stop him. I'm not scared of Michael Vick on Madden 04. I had to sit there, and I really had to sit and think about how to construct the defense because everyone became an Atlanta Falcons fan. But you know what?
Yep.
I had the Bucks defense, and I had Derrick Brooks. It made stopping Mike Vick a hell of a lot easier than other people had it. I could stop him with the Bucks. I could stop him with the Vikings. I was not worried about Michael Vick. Did not scare me at all. Probably won 80% of the games I played against the Falcons. So with that out the way, back to what I was saying. No one's scared of him. Overrated anyway. Especially on that game, he was overrated. But my dad is a Vikings fan.
Oh
You
God,
already know. You already
You're
know.
taking my guy. You're
You
taking
already
my
know.
answer.
I'm sorry.
Oh God, you're taking my answer.
Peanut, I'm sorry. I had to play against this man I'm not even joking. I've at least played my dad 1,000 times in my life. You can't stop him.
Unstoppable.
Every time that the game started,
Unstoppable.
I told my dad, You're already up 10-0. It's like, what do you mean? He's gonna catch one bomb for a touchdown, he's gonna catch a bomb to set you up for a field goal. I can't
Guess
stop him.
what?
Can't stop
No
him.
matter what defense you called,
It doesn't
you
matter.
can call cover. You can have 3 people over there. He would come down with the ball somehow.
And it was scary because back then in like the late 90s, early thousands, you still had Chris Carter, so you had to deal with Chris Carter. You had to deal with Reed in the slot. You had Chamberlain at tight end when Culpepper came along, plus
Robert
Culpepper's
Smith.
legs, Robert Smith, then Michael Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
There were other people to
Mm-hmm.
worry about, but nothing ever mattered because you could deal with those other guys. It was that one. That guy was unstoppable. I have never seen any player in any football game like Randy Moss.
I am so upset. I can't believe it. I don't know how you just took him.
My dad's a Vikings fan. I'm pretty sure we talked about this. I had to play against him so much.
Dad, I used to play with the Vikings. Talk about the way I play now. Everybody say I throw deep and everything. When I had Randy Moss,
Pat would be 16-0.
I play like Pat. I would see 3 defenders on Randy Moss.
You just
and I would
laugh.
say, and I still do it. This guy, Moss, everybody talk about, I think it was the 05 Vic, or I'm not even, it was like the 05 Vic or the 06 Vic. That Vic was amazing. Everybody, I never played with him, but everybody I played with him. That Moss was better than Vic. I don't care what nobody says. Vic was amazing and everything, but that Moss was better. And my second part of this answer is, like Sam was talking about, everybody already knows, I guess, because Sam even alluded to it, said Hodge was talking about it. Vic wasn't my favorite. I honestly never played with him. Everybody I played with him though. So Vic was basically a nightmare. You couldn't stop him. You ran in circles until you basically scored.
You had to
quarterback contained with the D line. Nothing worried. I think he was like the fastest guy on the field. My guy though, I used to stop him, like, which I see Sammy basically said defensive wise it was Derrick Brooks. That's what he used. Guy was Brian Dawkins. So I used the Eagles a lot. What I would do was I basically created my human spy, kind of like what Sammy was talking about. I would spy because people who play with it, you either throw it into Aldi Crumpler, which most honestly didn't do,
or Peerless
most
Price.
people you ran in circles. Not even you ran in circles, basically. Like you do a little, but mostly it was big legs. They played like Vic played in real life. So I created my human spy with Brian Dawkins, and I would light Vic ass up. And
I'm just trying to knock you out the game. Fumbles.
Hey, I would lay his ass. I never conservative hit him. When I got him, I hit stick his ass with BD, and it was a wrap. Like he got hurt easily in that game. Like you Sam said, or he would fumble.
Yep.
And,
True.
and like Sam said, I won most of my games against Vic. Vic would
Because
if it
I feel
was
like they all played the same way. They were more
they
concerned about
all
trying to get
played the
coverage
same way.
dropped for a
Yep.
bomb, or they were trying to
Yep.
run with him. So all you had to do was you just had to be very disciplined, I feel, against Vic.
Yep.
As long as you were disciplined and did not fall into the chaos, you were fine. Because
He was gonna come
eventually,
to you.
yep,
He's gonna
eventually
come
he's going
to
to
you.
mess up.
hmm
And yeah, Truth and
But I
Hodge, like
will say,
he's
but
really
I
tough to
didn't.
deal with, though. I will say that. Like I had no fear because I figured out a defensive scheme that I
Yep.
felt worked against him, so I wasn't worried
Yep.
about him. But man, people used to sweat like, "Oh fuck, it's the Falcons." Like, yeah,
Because I will say this, I didn't play with him enough, but from what I seen, what everybody else seen, Vic probably is the most exciting. Like that, Vic was the most exciting player to play with
oh
in
yeah.
Madden. I
Because
couldn't
you
play
like
with
even I admit being able to play with him every now and then it was hilarious because it's like I already know. You already know what's coming. As soon as
because
the
I
ball's
was
hiked, I'm already running backwards. Like, all right, so now that I've got 10 yards of space, now what am I going to do? But I actually looked at trying to pass the ball
and
downfield, so it caused problems for people.
and the thing about that is people when they had that Vic, it was like a cheat code because you didn't play like a regular quarterback. No matter who you are, you could be the best passer in the world.
The
What
game turned
you
into
just said,
blitz. The game turned into blitz.
yes, exactly what you just said, Sam. You get that space, and no matter what, the D line can't get you. I will go 10 yards back, and I'm running in circles, and then I'm gonna get a seam, and I'm gonna bust it for 90-yard touchdown. I would see the games I didn't play. Vic would have like 250 yards rushing. It was ridiculous. And don't even get me started on the read option. They started to add with it with done and everything. It was disgusting.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, first of all, let me address something here. Hodge, go fuck yourself. Now that I got that out the way, let me go back to mention someone else. I'm trying to think. I would say probably personally, and this is based on my play style. My favorite player to use. Okay, let me just go old school for a sec. So
We're going old
I
school.
played Madden and I played 2K back in the day. So I was
Mm-hmm.
fortunate enough to have multiple systems. So I always got to have a system in my room that I could play whenever. And during the Dreamcast era, that's when I actually
Are
like
you going?
really started to pick up football. So like the early 2K. So when I would see
Are
the
you
Vikings
going to go?
online,
Okay, Vikings. Man.
it was automatically the other team. Like I'm not, I refuse to pick the same team. And even though I felt confident in Tampa Bay, it was the concern. If you get two bombs with Moss, I'm already down 14. The Bucks don't have a high-powered offense, so Keyshawn, Dunn, Allstott, I'm only going to be able to put up so many points. So if anyone picked the Vikings, I automatically would switch, and I would use the Rams. Which brings me to my favorite player to use, me personally, Marshall Faulk. The perfect weapon at running back. Power,
It was
speed, and more importantly to me, great hands. I made
great
sure
hands,
no
great
matter
route running.
no exactly like he was the X factor because and if you look at my Madden teams, every Madden team I've had, I've built my offense the same. I have a running back that can do everything, and that means so much to what I do because you have to respect him every play. I don't care about Mike Evans. I don't care about the other receiver, the rookie receiver, or that tight end. You will watch Lamar Miller. Because if you don't watch him, he's gonna rush for 100 yards. He'll have 70 receiving yards. Like you will pay attention to my running back. Marshall Faulk is the best. Like for me, the perfect running back. I used to love playing with this man so much. A 2 yard play turned into an 80-yard play because of a broken tackle. A check down because there's no one open. Like I'm just gonna dump it down for 3 yards. Turns into 17 yards. Falk is so damn good. He is probably. I love Barry Sanders. Don't get me wrong. Like that was my favorite running back when I was younger. But as I got older, I'm like, no, it's Marshall Falk. This man does everything, and he can pass block. There's no weakness in his
Yeah,
game.
I'm with you 100%. And I know this is off the topic of Madden, but Barry Sanders is the best running back of all time. I don't know if I'm biased or not, but from what I seen, he didn't have the greatest hands, whatever. But
Yeah,
just running in a way. if he would not have retired early,
He would have
that
had the
Emmitt
record.
Smith record would have been his. Yeah,
It
and
would have
Emmitt
been.
Smith is overrated, but I Dallas O line, but I don't want to go there. Marshall's a great. Marshall's great because what you said too. You always had that security blanket where no linebacker could stick that guy.
Yeah.
So if it was man coverage, it was over.
Yeah,
Marshall
if
was
you
getting you
read
10
the
yards.
man, it's like, okay,
Like,
so I saw linebacker against
you
Marshall. I'm
you
like, okay.
basically had to play zone against that team, and it was tough. Like that, they had weapons everywhere. That team, yeah, I like that.
And some
Marshall,
other guys are chiming in too. Of course, Hodge, of course, knows Falk very well because he's a quote unquote former Rams fan. Um, Truth, yeah, Truth also mentioned Eddie George. He also mentioned Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was ridiculous.
oh Ray Lewis was a Ray. Oh my God,
Pretty
if he
much
touched
like,
you, you were fumbling or hurt.
yeah. This is the most annoying things the year they won the Super Bowl on Madden and on 2K. Playing the Ravens was difficult because that entire defense you couldn't throw over the middle. Because if you catch the ball and you
You
get
could
touched, you
not.
drop. You're not holding on to the ball.
You could make.
Lewis touched you, you're
You
dropping the
could.
ball.
No, you couldn't do anything against that Ravens. You couldn't go deep because Ed Reed was back there. He picked that thing off in a heartbeat. That defensive squad was ridiculous.
Mm.
That was nasty.
Truth mentioned someone else good too. And this again going back to the running back, and I can attest to this being a Buck fan. Warwick Dunn with the Falcons as well, but Dunn with the Bucks. Catch, run up the middle, run outside. Yeah, you can't ask for a better running back.
You can't. That's a good one, especially him with Vic was kind of cheating because you didn't know who to play.
Yeah.
You just think
Because if you
him with
just
Vic.
like you run around and then you check it down the Dunn on the other side of the field, it's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, now we got to regather the troops and try to find a way to get this guy. What else is there? Hodge said 99 overall. Troy Polamalu, him and Ed Reed. Ugh.
Him and Ed Reed were equal. Both of them together was retarded. If you had either one, the middle of the field was dead.
Yeah, playing against that Ravens defense was so tough. You had Lewis in the middle.
Oh, that Ravens.
You had Peter
You had Chris McCallister.
Boulware. You had
Yeah, Chris
McAllister as one
McCallister at
corner,
corner,
Reed as
and
a free safety, just roaming everywhere, and
Roman,
you had Suggs
Roman.
off the edge, and you had the big fat monsters in the middle just sucking up double
What was his
teams.
name? Oh, I wish I.
Saragusa,
There you go.
Tony
That's his name.
Saragusa, and Washington,
Yeah,
Ted Washington. Like
yeah.
those, oof, oof, oof. But I will say for the record, I'm not biased.
Warren Sapp, Derek
No, 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 no,
Brooks,
no,
and
no, no,
John
no, no, no,
Lynch.
no, no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. I'm just gonna say this. What is not known is though the Ravens had the fewest points allowed that season, the Titans still had the better overall defense. That playoff
really?
game, yeah. You watch. I'm telling
Oh,
you right now. Watch that playoff game with Tennessee and Baltimore. I've never seen a more physical football game in like the recent ten
I
to
remember
15
that
years. That
game. Not
game was
so much.
brutal,
What I remember is
brutal.
Eddie George and Ray Lewis banging heads every play. I did remember.
And
That's what I remember.
George bobbled that one pass,
Mm-hmm.
that got intercepted, and that was the difference of the
Yep.
game. That was it. I actually
I
heard
didn't know the
Shannon
Titans
Sharp.
had a better defense.
No, that was the team because we
I
just
didn't know
ran
the
with
Titans
Eddie
had a
George
better
and
defense.
just punted and just put it on the defense. That was a physical game. I was so mad when they lost, but I was like, hey, like you just tip your cap. Like their defense just was better. It is what it is.
Then
Sue
the
Madden 16, hell yeah, Sue on Madden. Oh my god, I got to see Sue with RJ, and I got to see Sue with Hodge. That shit was not fun. I didn't even
is
let the
that
running back go off. Didn't even let the running back run routes. I had to keep him in to help Sue get like at least chipped one more time before he got to Jameis. And then
it's
Sue
Sue's
on Madden
strength.
16 with Ghost. Oh my god, that was even worse.
He did. Didn't he like 30 sacks or something stupid like that?
Yep.
That's
Nah.
why. That's why I love the D line. D line, it makes you could do so much with a good D line.
Yep. Especially me being a Buck fan of the Tampa 2, all that matters is you get in the backfield and you get to the quarterback and everything else is rushed. All you gotta do is play what's in front of you. If the ball is getting thrown deep, the safety's already back there. Oh, Jazz, please don't even mention that. Oh, God, now Hodge is going to start talking about that. Damn
Who?
it. No, one of my viewers is like, I remember when Tampa Bay got robbed against the Rams. Just set Hodge up for that one. That hurts. That year hurt. But
I remember when the Eagles got robbed by the 10 way to talk about.
I'm not going to lie, Peanut. I will admit this as a man. When the Bucks, when Rondé Barber got, like, first of all, when the game started, was it Westbrook? No, Mitchell ran the kick return back to R20, and then Buckhalter, or was it Staley, scored a touchdown on the
Buckhalter's 20-yard little
20-yard
camper.
on the first play, and it's 7-0. It's like my eyes started to water. I'm like, fuck, it's happening again. It's happening
at that
again.
point too. We the Eagles owned the Bucks too. Like everybody, I
back-to-back
remember
ass
that.
whoopings in the playoffs. Yep.
Everybody thought that was an easy
They thought it was a
walk-in Super
foregone
Bowl.
conclusion. That was a foregone conclusion. Then you had Joe Jurevicius with the 76-yard catch on the linebacker. Famous play called by our radio announcer. But it was that.
Joe Jurevicius sucked too.
Yep. It was just Gruden called the right play at the right time. He got the matchup he wanted. But the one play that I remember, of course, and it's sad because you would think the Super Bowl interception with Derrick Brooks should be number one because it clinched it. But most fans, when they have the polls with the Bucks, it's that Rondé interception against McNabb.
That's an easy one. The Raiders were a joke, and they were calling the same plays. Derrick didn't really steal that. I mean, y'all raped the Raiders, and they need to be shot for what he did. Sure. That Rondé, I'm talking about, that was a great game. We were driving for the win. I think, from what I recall, we were in the red zone.
You were in the red zone, and if you'd have scored a touchdown, it would have cut it to 3, and you had all your timeouts plus a 2-minute warning.
Yeah. All I know is we're moving the ball. We're going to score. Of course we're going to score. That's what you're thinking as the Eagles fan. Donovan draws back. I don't know what happened. Because it's all...
He faked the blitz. He pulled the bluff. He faked the blitz off the edge and dropped right back into the pass.
Rondé, all I know is Rondé was running 200 yards the other way with my football. and it was unreal because the Bucks couldn't win. Nobody, I'm telling you, outside of Tampa Bay, everybody in the world thought the Eagles was going to win.
No.
Maybe inside
Tampa Bay. Like when you guys, because you guys played on Saturday, I never rooted for Falcons so hard in my life. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, we're gonna have our hands full with the Niners anyway, which we didn't. But that one, like when you guys won, I felt like it was a punch to the gut already. Like, well, if we beat the Niners, we have to go into Philly again to try to get past them. Like, if it would have been at home, I might have felt a little different. The fact we had to go into Philly again in the cold, wasn't feeling that. Especially when we had already lost you guys earlier in the season in Philly.
That Rondé pick, I'm not gonna lie, it was perfect. It was like a match made in heaven for y'all. Cause he took it to the house too. It was like you said, fake. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful play by Rondé. And that was heartbreaking. Cause the Rams won, the Eagles went to they went to $1 million in the NFC. The Rams one was fine because
it's funny because Hodge brought that up to ask about that. I wasn't going to, but since you brought it up.
That one, we were young. We weren't supposed to be there. It was just starting out. Cornelius Williams picked us off down to the 2 picks. That was fine because we're gonna be there again. The Bucks one hurt it because I feel like to this day, Bucks.
I think if you guys would have made the Super Bowl, I think you guys would have beat the Raiders.
Oh no, without a doubt. Whoever won that game was gonna win that. That was our chance for a Super Bowl. Bucks just was a better team in the clutch, and they were a better team. Just on
that day. I think if that game gets played 80 times, I still give you guys it 70. But that's the joy of football. It's one game.
Exactly. Now, but I'm not gonna. Bucks were a great team. even that hurt it, but I can understand it. I could tell you right now, the Rams one didn't really hurt that much because, like I said, we were young. The Bucks one hurt it because I feel like we should have won, but I'm okay with it because Bucks were a great team. Rondé is a great player. The one that hurt it the most, honestly, was Carolina Panthers. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
To this day, I think they suck. How they beat us? Donovan threw up on himself. Donovan threw like 4 picks. They sucked. Donovan threw 4 picks and we still almost won. I don't know what happened. They had Jake Delhomme, look, Steve Smith little ass. To this day, I have no idea how they won. They sucked. Jake
it.
Delhomme.
What bothered
Jake
me is the fact
Delhomme.
that you guys, the way you guys played against us, and they were a lesser version of our defense at the time. So I just couldn't
They
understand,
weren't that good.
like you're running the Tampa 2, but you don't run it as well as we do. So why are the Eagles
They
struggling?
weren't
Like you guys beat the shit out of us when we run it. Why can't you do it against them?
They weren't. Donovan threw up on himself. That's why. I don't know. He couldn't take it that day or what happened. We were so much better than them. It wasn't even funny. Like I said, even though I feel like we were a little better than Tampa, but I understood Tampa was a great team.
Hmm.
Carolina, no,
I'm gonna
no.
mention something else here
Jake
too.
Delhomme,
Um, One of my viewers, Jazz, he said one call he'll never forget is the no flag on the PI, Baltimore and San Francisco in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna even go one before that.
ah,
I'm gonna go one before that. The Niners shouldn't have been in that Super Bowl in the first place. Sorry, Jazz.
Niners should have won that Super Bowl, by the
That
way. But
they shouldn't have been in because that was pass interference against the Falcons. Holding, whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
Gonzalez was open on that play. And he should have thrown it there, but I understand Matt saying basically, this is my dude. You're going to get open. The ball's coming your way. Make the catch. That was holding. That should have been called. It wasn't called. They should have got another 4 play. I don't know if they score. I think they would have, but that should have been called. So the Niners caught a break there. But in the Super Bowl, I would agree. I would have called interference. I'm kind of leaning about interference, but I'm not gonna let the guy get mugged like that. I know it used to be called like that, but where you can just be free. Like you don't want to be like I understand as a
don't
ref,
get
you
me
don't want to
started.
be that guy to be like you made the call, but I'm not a believer if you made the call. I'm looking at the defender like you held him, you grabbed him. That's a penalty. Like don't be mad at me for calling you for what you did. So yeah,
I will say football is a little soft now, but I get it. But yeah, they don't let. I can't stand that they don't let cornerbacks play. Like if you breathe on a receiver, I think it's cheating for the offense. But I get it. They want more scoring and blah blah blah. And then concussions and everything. But let they're a little too much on DBs. Like I think corner is one of the hardest positions. And you can't even touch a damn receiver. I think that's ridiculous.
can't touch
But
them. They run pick plays. They
yeah,
already
pick
know
plays
where the
is
ball's
the
going.
dumbest.
You can only hit the
Pick plays
quarterback
is the
between
dumbest thing
right
ever.
above the knees, under under the shoulders.
Underneath the head, you have like a target you can aim.
Like this is the
But
only place you can hit them. It's not
but
fair.
I want to. You were talking about cards and everything and luck. I wanted to ask you something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll remember the catch. And I'll break it down if you feel know I'm talking about the catch.
Which one?
Was that dash Ryan, in your opinion, a catch or not a catch?
Uh, that's a yes. It was a catch. I feel like he
What?
caught the ball and he was extending the ball to try to get in the end zone. Like to me, he already caught the ball and then he's extending it to try to get in the end zone. That's how I felt about it. But it's hard because if I remember right at the beginning of that season, Calvin Johnson had a similar
Calvin.
play that
Yep,
got called
Calvin.
incomplete, and I was like, huh? That's not a catch?
Yep, Calvin.
So if
Yeah,
that
so
wasn't a
Calvin
catch,
was.
I understand why Dez's wasn't either. I just think that both were catches. That's just me.
I, that was one of the funniest endings I've ever seen. But I would, I guess maybe because that like you said, that Calvin was catch.
No,
It
no. I could even go back one
the
further too.
definition of it. I don't. Matter of
No, no.
fact, I'm not
I
gonna.
can, I can, I can even go back one further for you. Why it didn't bother me as much is this.
Uh huh.
The last time the Bucks made the playoffs is when they had Chris Sims. Oh God, this like dating them. Chris Sims, Cadillac Williams, and Michael Clayton, the trio that amounted to nothing. Sorry, Cadillac, because it's not your fault that you kept getting injured. Clayton was fucking
Yeah, poor
trash.
Cadillac.
Michael Clayton was fucking garbage. Ask Sean about Michael Clayton, how I felt about him. That dude was he was to start laughing because I used to just shit on that guy. Like if I saw him in real life, I
Didn't
wouldn't even
wait?
want to shake his hand.
Didn't he have like one big year? Like he had like
His rookie
100
season.
catches. Yeah,
His
okay,
rookie
that's what I
season.
thought.
He honestly,
Yeah.
to me, and I know I'm biased as a Buck fan, he should have been the rookie of the year. Big Ben didn't have a great season. He had a
No, he didn't.
great team season because they
Yeah,
played well as a team. He didn't
he
necessarily
had a
play
great.
well.
He had a great defense and a great run defense. He wasn't even really that good.
Yep, he stirred the ship. That's all he did. He stirred and he's just steered and let everyone else do the work. Clayton put in a great season and then he did nothing after. But in that game, one of the most amusing games I see in the playoffs, especially for the Bucks, and we've had some duds. They had the Redskins 3 touchdowns because of our offense. A Cadillac fumble, a Chris Sims pick six. The ones I hate the most are throwing across the field against, throwing across the
You
field
talking,
on a.
you talking about a Brett Favre special?
Yeah, like, dude, you can't throw across the field on an out route.
Brett Favre special.
Like, you just set him up for a pick six. But we had 3 turnovers where they scored 21 points off of. Their offense had less than 100 yards. We shut down Clinton Portis. We shut down Santana Moss. Their offense did nothing. So we're driving at the end of the game, and it looked like we were going to win. Lewis Murphy catches the ball in the end zone. Everyone in Tampa thinks it's a touchdown. Crowd goes crazy. He didn't complete the catch because he caught the ball when he went to the ground,
I
but then when
remember
he
that.
came up, he lost the ball. So I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
I remember
how's
that.
that not a catch? Because he caught the
I remember
ball,
that.
but then when he's coming up to celebrate, the ball's coming out.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
I'm like, how's that not a catch? Like he caught it, he was down on the ground with possession of the ball, but in the end zone, you have to maintain all the way through. And I'm like, that is a dumbass rule. But if you're gonna have this rule and you're gonna extend it to the rest of the field, Dez, Calvin also, I think his was down in the red zone or end zone. I can understand why they ruled that not a
He was
catch
in the
based off of that
touchdown.
play. I don't like it, but I understand why.
There, I mean, Calvin's was even worse because if I can remember, I think he was just like throwing the ball on the floor.
Yeah,
So like he had caught it. And
Calvin's was definitely a catch. I'm like, Rob. And it was against the Bears too, so I remember because Sean was laughing about. I'm like, oh, don't worry, your karma will come, and it came with a vengeance. But yeah,
oh, this is what I had. I forgot I had wrote this down before we could even get to the end of this. I wanted to ask this. I think this would be a fun question.
okay.
What I would say your 3 most underrated players and Madden player owners that you think is going to make a nice splash in this upcoming Madden. So 3 people that you feel like is underrated and that's going to make a nice name for themselves in this Madden.
I need you to define underrated, and then I can give you my answer.
Um, outside the the usual suspects of top 5, where when people talk about top 5, they say Hodge, Ghost, Truth. Hodge. Let me see. Hodge, Truth, Ghost. Maybe I was 3, maybe me and RJ. So kind of outside the usual suspect, 2 is going to make who's going to be a challenger to those five.
Hmm.
And if you can include yourself if you want.
No, I'll never include myself. I'm thinking of the people here. Now, based on the go said Pat, obviously. And oh yeah, Jazz, that was a great move by your Yankees for sure. Great trade.
Yankees win. Yankees win.
Great addition with Sonny Gray for sure. 3. I'm trying to think of who's in the league because there's some people that I just don't know. So I've never seen them play Madden, so I can't say anything. Hodge, shut your mouth.
Just based off the core that you're used to. Of course, there's going to be people you don't know. I mean, based off of the usuals, the core that you're used to, that you know is returning.
I can see if he gets a quarterback that fits the way that he plays, I could see C-Flate winning a championship on this game. His offense, because he's, I don't want to like scout people and put it out there.
It's more. It could be in a
But
general.
it's
You don't
like
have to
I feel like
general.
his offense, the way that the user is taken away, it might hit him a little on defense, but it's going to make his offense that much tougher to stop. He throws to all he throws to all areas of the field, and he does like to throw short too. But he has no problem going intermediate, deep. He throws deep middle. He throws deep outside. Like he attacks all areas of the field. So he makes you have to play everything, and that can be tough because if you get caught with your pants down, it's a touchdown. I saw that an awful lot. Not even just with Cooks, with other players because I just leave something, leave something open. It's like bam. I didn't even expect him to throw it there. I'm gonna agree with Truth, but I need to see what team he has. Because Wolf is a schemer. And I'm not saying it as far as we'll leave the defense, that stuff alone, but he is going to put together a team that's going to play
his way.
Exactly.
And it has to play his way.
And the thing about it is the team that he puts together.
Rest in
might take a while.
Sorry, so the alert. I don't. You probably wouldn't be able to hear it, but I could. What was I saying? Wolf. Because the thing about that me and Sean have talked about a couple years ago. My philosophy in Madden goes Burn. Fuck. Tell Burm's on the brain. Wolf does it, but he takes it to the defensive side too. Wolf is going to build a team that is flexible. He obviously knows how some of us play. He's going to I feel like he is the Patriot version. Like he's the Bill Belichick of the league. He's going to put a team together that is able to do lots of different things, and it will adjust game to game based on what needs to be done to beat that person. Most people, I feel, have a way that they play, and they're going to play that way, and they'll adjust some. But Wolf is one of the more flexible people in the league, so I feel like if he gets the right team and is able to get that early, he would be someone that would be able to win a championship. So that's 2. I can't think of a third person. I mean, because RJ's been in the Super Bowl. I'm trying to think of the people. I want to say if Astros had a really tough time on last year's game, because his quarterback play, like he traded Cam for assets and he could just never find a quarterback. But let me tell you guys, on the Texans, this man traded J.J. Watt. And I believe that he traded Cushing as well. So he kind of stripped down that Texans defense. That defense was hell. He had Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. And he put together a defense with just a bunch of average parts that gave me fits with Andrew Luck. And I had pieces. I mean, I had Ty, I had Dorsett, I had Moncrief, I had Kenny Britt, who was still good, a possession receiver. I had Kobe Fleener, who was like basically another receiver because of his speed and size. And then I had a great running back I drafted. He gave me just as much trouble with his defense as Ghost did on that Madden. Like I had a hard time dealing with him, and he didn't have superstars on defense. He just played really well. If he can find a team that has a quarterback and he gets a defense together, now I may not say that he'd win a Super Bowl, but I totally could see him
But he'll be a
winning.
nice contender. That's
Oh
what I'm
yes,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
because
Nice
he
little
didn't make a lot of
surprise.
mistakes. A lot of his interceptions on last year's Madden was because the quarterback not throwing the ball where it needed to go. I guess that's my three. So what are your three? And Wicked,
My
what's up, dude?
three.
Thanks for the host.
If I would say, I think three people that's gonna create problems in this league is one. I agree with you. I think Z. Z is underrated. He doesn't get talked about. He's a baseball guy. He actually doesn't even talk about himself because he's a baseball guy. All he says is, "I play baseball." Don't let that fool y'all. He's good. I'm
Okay.
telling y'all right now, he's not. He might be love baseball. He could play some Madden.
Yep.
That
I can attest to it.
he's good.
I'm
I
sure
think
Berm
he
can
could.
too. That division, me, him, and Berm. Oof.
Oh yeah, that division was by far the
Four
most
tough games.
competitive. By far the most competitive. So I will go him. He can definitely. I think he's going to create problems and he's going to make a nice little name for himself. My second, I would go with is ah RJ's like you said, he's been to the Super Bowl. I wouldn't say he's underrated. He underrates himself, but partially
Yeah.
because he's full of shit. Uh, my second, I would go with it. It's this guy. It's kind of hard because based off of everything he says, he says he's confident in himself. But I would go with Sammy because I think he
Okay.
plays a solid game,
Uh,
both sides of the ball, and he could structure a really good team and puts it together the way he wants. He builds in the trenches and everything. My problem with this is what I'm going to go top tier because he's good, but top tier is even though he says he's not intimidated, he's intimidated by one of the top dogs on there. I'm not going to say any names because I don't really like
I
putting people out
am
there, but
not fucking intimidated by
this
that guy.
this
I
Louisville
mean, I
guy
don't
has his
think.
number, so. I, Everybody else, Sammy plays good. Like me and Sammy goes back and forth. From if whoever's home out of me and Sammy, that's who wins. But this ghost guy is hard to get over this hurdle. So if he can get over this hurdle mentally, I don't care what he said to y'all guys earlier. When he gets over this mental hurdle, he could definitely win the Super Bowl. Like I said, he's in the playoffs every single year. It's just that he runs into ghosts. When it's ghosts in the playoffs, he just packs his bags. He doesn't even make the trip. I don't care what he says. He it's always a two-way trip when he plays ghosts because he knows he's going back home. And my third guy would be I like the Wolf thing. It's just that Wolf's a great game planner. But if oh man, I think I would go my third one. Bella's actually pretty good, but he can't get over Ghost either. He holds that hurdle over Ghost too, but he's in the playoffs a lot. But he has this little tanking moments. I don't know. It's weird. I think Fogel. Watch out for Fogel. He's young and he's dumb. I'll give that to you guys. Crazy, but offensively, he's a hell of a passer. I think he's a top 5 passer in the league. If he can get a good quarterback, like his defense isn't top tier like some of y'all, but offensively, passing wise, he's a really good. From what I seen, like the streams I watched of him and playing against him, he can pass the ball. Like, he's a good decision maker. Some games he has hella picks, but everybody does. I think that he can make a dent in the league, but I think he's my wild card though, because I think he can go either way. I think he can make a dent, or he could just fly off the map. But that's my three to look out for. And
I'm just gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say two things. First of all, I'm gonna acknowledge this. Everyone has that one guy. He's my Eagles. I will find a way. You don't care if it takes the fucking Madden 2021. I will find a way to beat this man. I'm not going to get shut out for life against him. I will find a way. If it's when he's sick and plays, I don't care. If it's when he's got finals going on, I don't care. I will find a way. I'm going to find a way. So, Ghost, I know you're listening. I know you're in chat still. I'm watching you. I'm always watching you, though. I have to. But there's one other guy that I'm going to mention. Back on Madden 16, Gold Rush. So Gold Rush had Jacksonville. He put together a good team, and honestly, within the division, so I had Demo in my division with the Titans. I had Gold Rush had Jacksonville, and Astros had Houston. Like I said, Astros was tough because well, he doesn't really score a lot of points. I have to watch Hopkins, of course. But man, his defense is lights out. I can't turn the ball over because games get out of
he's the
control really
defensive guy.
fast.
Yeah.
You had Demo, which was, well, a little bit of everything. And then you had Gold Rush. Now, honestly, there was 2 games with Gold Rush. I did not score a touchdown. I won the game by kicking field goals. I could not score in the red zone against this guy. His defense was really good. Problem was, he is, to me, I'm to him what Ghost is to me. Every time it comes down to the end of the game, no matter what happens, there's always that one play that has to get made. It's like I talk about it. I talk about it in my own streams. There's probably a handful of plays in a game. I'd say 10 plays every game. Because I say, if this person is better than me, they're going to get X amount of plays. I'm going to get X amount of plays. But it's those 10 plays. That is going to be what defines the game. I have to have those plays. No offense, there's some people that you play, it's like, even if you get those plays, it's still going to be hard for you to beat me. I just need a couple of those, or just to get it out of reach so they don't even factor into the game. But Gold Rush, he's had me on the ropes a couple times, and he could not get it done at the end. I think there was one, I was up 24-0 within the first 5 minutes, and he ended up coming all the way back, and then threw an interception like the last 15 seconds. He would have won if he would have scored a touchdown. Late pick sixes, late sacks on critical 4th downs. I don't know what it is, but I have his number. But when he is not tanking, because when he had Jacksonville, he had good teams. He just couldn't get in those big games, he just couldn't get enough of the plays needed in order to get the W. He was always in games, but he just couldn't get over the hump. He just needs a little bit more. I'm not sure if that's the team. I'm not sure if it's specific positions, because I didn't play him a lot last year. And the NFC West was an interesting division on its own. He just needs just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. If he gets in the playoffs, the way that he plays defense, because he's not really a user defense guy, he's a scheme defense guy, and his scheme plays well. That's all he needs. All he has to do is just get enough on offense, and he can make a run in the playoffs. He just can't turn the ball over. Just can't turn the ball over.
For so many seasons, his defense does play good. I remember playing him. I had a high scoring offense. I think I scored maybe 16 points. His team, yeah, he does. He put together a nice defensive squad, and like you said, he's not a big user, but his defenses plays well. His problem is, like I said, I've been actually, because me and him used to talk. He never can score. That's his only problem. No matter if you go.
The games against Cat would drive me nuts. You're inside. Like, I literally would message him, stop passing the fucking ball. I'm just putting it out here for. I'm putting it out here for everyone to know. Putting out here for everyone to know. In the red zone, I do not play to run. I don't care if you run the ball. You got all the way down there, you earn your touchdown. I play to pass. And I'm not saying I play to pass with the user thing. I only play the pass in the red zone. I don't care if you run the ball. If you run and score, I'm just going to tip my cap. The worst thing you could do is pass the ball inside the 5-yard line. And I don't know how many times you threw interceptions against Pat in the red zone. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing? Those are the turnovers that hurt the most. It's not even the picks. The pick sixes hurt, but it's like you get over. It's like, I made a bad read. Next drive because I
Yeah,
got to get
red
the ball
zone
right
picks are
back.
the red
It's the
zones are the
red zone
picks.
because it's
Are
guaranteed points
yeah,
off the board.
yeah, they're killers.
And that hurts.
And
I don't care what
momentum
anyone
swings.
says. Like, oh, that doesn't bother me. That's you're a damn lie.
Oh
Throw a
yeah, it's
pick at the
momentum swings. You
3-yard
can lose a
line.
game off that.
Exactly. Like that gets you for at least a couple plays. The other team hits a big play right away. You lose field position,
Mm-hmm.
and already it's like you're already like now you're just even madder about throwing that interception.
Yep. Cost you. That's red zone offense is one of the most important. Red zone offense and defense, one of the most important parts of football.
Cool. Very, very true. All right, dude. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here.
And wait, before you go, I know
Okay.
because I was about to say that just a quick little question, a nice little wrap up question.
Okay.
In your nice little guesstimate, who would you say is the first guy that's gonna quit Madden? Who do you think the first guy we're gonna lose? And I know what answer's coming, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna listen to this. So I need you to be honest and say his name. Who is the first guy we're losing in Madden 18 first?
Profit.
Whoa! No! I was going Kyle.
We'll talk about this off.
And that'll wrap things up. If they close it out, man.
Ghost said no. Ghost gets to close this one out. He said Kyle's a cockroach. He stays alive.
Oh, you're right. He does say. I forget. You're right.
I'm
You're
gonna say
right. He does.
I'm gonna say this about Kyle. When we played Madden 16, dude was active. The thing is, this is just me. I like playing in leagues because I enjoy the competition, and really, it's not just a competition on the field; it's a competition as a GM. I like competing with people on how you construct teams because people have different philosophies, and like you learn a lot of stuff. But he's in too many leagues. It's like Pat's in a lot of
He's in
leagues,
too
but Pat
many.
plays his game. When you're in a league here, and then you're in 2 other Madden leagues playing the game. So I watched some of his streams. Like, it's not like you're winning over there either. Why aren't you playing here?
I watch.
It's like
No, what
you're
makes it
having
worse?
losing seasons too, but you're still playing
What
over
makes
there.
me
So
worse about him is one, he's a storyteller. So he would blow my mind and be like, "Oh, it's my birthday today. I'm going out." Like you just said, he plays in so many leagues. I would see him streaming.
like, hey, just own it, just own it. That's all I'm saying. But you just got to play less games. You play less leagues. Like if you're gonna like, that's just how I am. If I say I'm gonna play something, I'm gonna play. And if it becomes unenjoyable,
Yeah,
I'm still gonna finish out the season because I made the commitment to. My commitment is season to season. Madden, I'll always play. I admit NBA 2K is hard for me to play because of things I don't want to talk about. But I finished. I finished with DX. Like I finished the season. I told him like, yeah, like I'm gonna finish the season. And then that was it. Like I finished it. I made it to the end. I played enough games to, try to help keep the league going. The same with baseball. Win or lose, I don't care. I'm playing to help the league go. And that's how I am. Um, I don't like when
oh
people
man,
join and
see,
they're not active.
you're wrapping things up, man. Because now, 2K, I don't know what's going on. I believe I watched you in that league. It was one of the most slowest, boringest shit I've ever. I guess y'all have to call plays.
I'm sorry,
So I
Truth. I'm sorry, Truth. Because
I
Truth
seen
is in
times where
chat.
y'all sit at the top of the court and like just calling plays and trying to set things up, and the guy just steal the ball from y'all. What the fuck is going on?
I it's fun in a way, but this is the
Is
thing with
it
me.
fun?
This is the thing with me.
It looks boring.
I enjoy playing sim. There's a couple things I wish with 2K. One, that you could call plays going up the court so things get set up faster. Number one,
Thank you.
and
You always
two,
sit at the top of the court.
but two, the other thing is like you play the game longer because you want realistic stats.
Wait a minute. What a minute did y'all play on?
10.
Oh God, y'all done lost y'all fucking mind.
Because when you're getting your ass whooped,
So
like
y'all played that slow ass game.
so first of all, like truth, I'm gonna go ahead and give you props right now. As bad as Ghost has
I
beat
heard
me,
you. I
as
heard you the
bad as
truth.
my dad beat me, Truth beat the dog shit out of me in 2K on a regular basis. Like, okay, I don't dodge people, but I'm not gonna lie. There be times I'm sitting there in chat, like I think I might play a game, and I see Truth like game anywhere. I'm like, fuck it, I'll play something else. I'm not taking this ass whooping today. I need to be in a good mood so it doesn't bring me down. Dude was up by like 40 points at halftime, and I'm just like, oh, what are we gonna do for the next 30 minutes? Like, I'm already like, well, let me start checking my email. Let me start checking my email. You know, let me start texting one of my friends like, yo, what you doing? Like, yeah, I have never got my ass that beat in the game that bad, in a sports game that bad, like it was with Truth. I was like, damn. I mean, he beat my ass in baseball last time he played, but that one was by far the worst. Like that one hurt the soul. Like I just turned the game off and it was done. And I was like, "What are you doing with your life? Like you need to reevaluate what you're doing with 2K right now." But yeah, we can close it out on that. So there you go, Hodge. Someone else getting props at the end, not named Ghost. Right, Peanut. It's been fun.
Kudos.
I will I'll catch you some other time, dude. We'll have to see
Yes,
we'll see when they have the team draft, and then we will have to we'll reconvene and probably have like a short recap. I'll probably come up with some predictions, like on where I think people
Ooh,
may
sounds
go.
good.
All right, dude. Cool. Well, thanks, and I'll catch you later.